Welcome back to episode 287 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Ooh, Phil, it's your special day, 44, and still no signs of gray. Get that chocolate cake, don't let it go to waste. Smear it all over, every little place. Oh, Phil, birthday thrill. May 100 Shane Pintos rain down till you're buried in cardboard, sweet and chill. And maybe this year you'll meet that stepmom for Hasselhoff for real. Phil, you legend of the Gong Show tape. Blow out your candles, but first bring me some cake. Rub it on your chest. Oh, don't be shy. It's your birthday, baby. Go ahead and fly. Oh, Phil, birthday thrill. May 100 Shane Pintos rain down till you're drowning in rookies. It's such a skill. And maybe this year that stepmom's dream might just fulfill. Smear that cake, collect that youngin', and make a wish for a Hasselhoff family plan. Happy birthday, you beautiful disaster.
A punchline. All that for a
That's
punchline.
the best ending to a song ever.
That whole song was just for that, right?
Yeah, it's just for that.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
happy birthday, Phil.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, boys. I appreciate it.
I've avoided saying it to you all day just for
Me
that.
too.
Because I want, you know.
Oh, thanks, guys. I didn't even notice. Appreciate it, though. Big love. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's like, what's your birthday like in your 40s?
I forgot to. I panicked out of bed, ran to the computer. My brother woke up like 3 hours later. He's like, "Happy birthday!" I'm like, "Oh crap! I forgot. No recollection. It's another work day, Thursday. We're dudes. We don't. Not my thing. I'm
Yeah.
not like, "Ooh, it's my birthday week. Super. Let's party." I'm good.
Mid 40s now, Phil. Ooh.
Yeah, 44. I like it.
Hey,
Yeah.
boy.
I like
There
it.
you
I
go.
don't. I thought I'd be in a different place, but I'm very grateful, especially after the weekend we had. So
Right?
Yeah. Well, we're back to reality. Back at home after a beautiful week at the Sport Card Expo, and kind of getting into the regular groove of a show. This one's like a hybrid because we had a day and a half
yeah,
to put this one together. So we had to fly by the seat of our pants a little bit, but we think we got some good stuff on tap for everybody. What's happening tomorrow night though on Friday Nights with Phil?
well, I will follow suit with the Gong Show podcast, and it's going to be a bit of a hybrid.
Mhm.
I know we skipped game used. I haven't decided if I'm going to go get a box of that yet. I think I probably will. What's the price point on that? Is it crazy?
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Okay, okay. So stay tuned. I'll get a box.
I think it's less than 200. If I
Yeah,
remember.
then I'll do it. I'll get a box of game use. So I'll buy your love. On Friday, we have our permanent co-host, California Dave. We have good vibes with Dave. He's got a couple of good stories. I might be lying because he hasn't told me, but I'm going to put him on the spot.
Yeah.
And well, he can go to the grocery store, hold the door open for someone, and chat about cards. Boom, there's a good vibes. And we also have a guest that I have not confirmed since before the expo. So I'm going to get on that. Worst case scenario, though, I got all that mail to open. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's at least like 35 packs there, 35 pieces of mail.
Who goes to the expo and comes home to 90 packages?
A thinker, a header. That's who
guess.
does. Yeah.
Wow.
Macro.
I do got to say, too, that the last Friday night with Phil, when we were at the Chateau Gongshow, it was amazing. That was so much fun. I had a blast.
Bonkers, yeah. That was crazy.
So thank you for that. Thank you for providing a great show. And I think a lot of people liked it. We had some amazing boxes that were ripped. It's crazy.
Yeah, you if it was up to you, you'd still be there ripping EX 2000, I think. Yeah.
Did we have to go there? I will bring up that you flushed very, very close to $1,000 down the toilet in
It
your
wasn't
O-Pee-Chee fighting.
1,000. It wasn't 1,000.
Very close. Very close.
Be honest, Madigan. Don't lie
I
by
am.
omission. It was close.
It was
Yes.
950. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
close.
Okay.
Going to make a mention for the Gong Show's official brake partner, GP Sports. There's no rest for the weary when it comes to GP Sports. Even after a jam-packed expo, Grant and crew are back at it, breaking with a pretty stacked lineup for tomorrow night. There's some 2022 Ultimate going down, 23 Clear Cut for California Dave. I wonder if he did that just for Dave to suck his pocketbook dry there. 2021 Stature, 2022 Premiere, and then a massive, massive mixer. Now, Phil, it's funny because I laid it all out, and then we talked a little bit before we hit the record button that you were thinking hard this morning about getting into this break. It is a monster mixer, 9 tins of the cup, so 3 of 2022, 2021, and 2020. Then a whole bunch of the GP buybacks. That's Grant's special buybacks product. He's got a Grail edition where he's doing 5 cards. They're all valued at $1,000 or more.
Yeah, it's on. I don't know anybody else that does what he does. You want the collector setting up the program, right? He knows what we want. Yeah. So there's still the $400 one, the Mixer 2, the Mega Mixer 2. That's still available. Yeah.
And then he's got a high-end buyback, so there's 8 cards valued at $500 or more, and then 10 cards in his value edition at $150 or more. So I'm definitely it's sold out by the time I looked, but I'm going to tune in. Oh, and then also a couple of Fanatics Eminent photo card things, whatever we call them, and then some Gold Rush jerseys. So, yeah. GPSportscards.com, get your spots.
Sold out real fast, man. I was doing estimates.
Yeah, you have
morning.
to be like quick, like bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's 3 spots left, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go talk to the potential customer, and come back, and then I'll make the decision with a clear head." Took about 50 minutes, came back, sold out. Woo! Decision made for me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good for him. Okay, before we go on, a reminder that our show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. That means we rely on the support of listeners and watchers to help us cover the expenses of this show, produce more and better hockey card content, and fund initiatives to grow the hockey hobby. If you want to support us, you can do it as little as $5 US a month. It'd be our first 299 supporters. It's kind of like a sports card, right? Out of $299, you forever get that title. You also get access to the Land of Lonely Men in the Gong Show Discord, which has been rocking lately.
Yeah, no,
I think I messaged you.
It's working.
Yeah,
there's clearly we hit something there because we are what we're saying. Well, at least I am sometimes.
The Friday Nights with Phil channel is very funny. Everyone has nicknames for it. I don't like my nickname.
What is it, Turd Burglar or something?
I didn't even see it yet.
That's what your sister calls me. No.
Oh, come on. Oh, dude. I showed you pictures of them. You're still. Well, I guess that makes it funnier.
I don't think you did show me pictures, did you?
Well, I'm pretty sure I did. I said, don't they look like
No. I don't want everyone to see pictures because I have pictures.
Okay, fine. No, then they'll ruin the joke.
Bodies.
Yeah.
No one see. Okay.
Can I see her on that Geico commercial?
What, you call my sister a gecko?
Caveman?
Oh, that's me,
Ouch.
Louis. That's me. Yeah, my sisters are hairy too. It's not their fault.
No, what is it in Discord? It's church, they call it, like Church with Phil. And they call you Padre Phil. Nice. And then Deacon Dave. What are you, Louis? I forget.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Oh, you got to go to the channel.
Working on it.
Amazing.
My nickname's Jesus, and I don't like that.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's not good. Well, it's better than Judas.
Can I make a confession that I can't believe I'm doing this? Like, this is bad.
What?
I'm never going to live this down.
What you're about to say or what you just said that I'm not?
What I'm about to say.
Oh, okay, right.
Kind of the most embarrassing thing about me.
You don't know how to spell Jesus Christ? You don't know how to spell your own name?
I'm Irish, right? Madigan is Madigan was they dropped the O, came to the US.
Catholic and Protestant.
I'm named after a relative who didn't have the greatest name, we'll say, like my middle name. Do you know my middle name?
Oh crap! You did tell me. I forgot. It's like Eugene or something.
No, it's
Starts
a
with a
million times
C.
worse than that.
Maximilian.
Nope.
That's a pretty cool name. Well, the
So
suspense is
the
killing me.
the relative was Christo Madigan. The
Like
problem with Christ is it smelled exactly like
Christos.
without the O's,
Oh, Chris.
with the T.
Christ. Your middle name is Christ?
Well, Christ, but
You should have not told me that. Oh my goodness.
no. So I tell everyone.
Well, can you ask your dad to give us a hand here? I've been having a tough month.
The only way I cope with that is I always tell people, be on your best behavior. I'm Joshua Christ, the half brother of Jesus.
I want to see.
It's on my license. I promise you.
Oh,
That works out good because I just found my name in Phil's thing. It's Lord Louis.
Lord Louis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Yeah, Discord, it's been very awesome. The people there are amazing, and hopefully everyone would want to come join the group, and we're all becoming friends, which is the best part. So if you want to support us, go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and just search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link for the good listener in the podcast apps and the good watcher in YouTube in the descriptions there, and then in our Instagram and TikTok profiles too. Since our last report, we have three new patrons, which is awesome. Louis, shut him up. It's your job.
Patron, Maritime Sports Cards.
Nice.
Got to hang out with him at Chateau a little bit.
Yeah.
Number 2, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Hi,
Cody.
Then Cam's Hockey Card.
Oh, I know. I think Cam's is from Ottawa. I'm pretty.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why I think that, but I've talked to him.
Better.
We'll just say he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sens fan. Good.
Thank you, everybody, for your support.
Yes.
Welcome to our Discord, and hopefully you're in there and introducing yourself and mucking it up with everybody. Okay, Louis, ready with the game plan?
Well, game plan's getting ahead of me here, but I'm ready. Go this way. Never mind. So get to know your Hall of Famers. Then it's final Spring Expo observations. Then we'll get into some hobby news. And then we have a pretty dang good interview with Tim Cheveldae.
Oh, nice.
Then it's the top 5 early SP game used sales and our Expo pickups.
Very excited for today's show, especially to share our pickups and the stories behind them. But before we do that, we got to kick off the show after a very short Expo hiatus with our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. It's where we are profiling every single Hockey Hall of Fame player that's ever lived, starting with the very first class, and we've been working our way to present day. Currently, we're in the class of 1960. Last player we profiled there was Silvio Mantha. And today we're going to tackle Buck Boucher, learn more about his hockey career and legacy. You big Buck Boucher fans? Phil, you might know the name, right?
Yeah, I know the name. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know too much about him, but I might chime in here and there. I got like 2 little tidbits, but you'll probably end up saying them anyways. Yeah.
All right. Did you know Buck Boucher there, Louis?
Negative.
All right. Well, let's learn about him. John Georges. Buck Boucher lived from 1895 until 1960. He was born, raised, and passed away in Ottawa, Phil's native land. In a hockey career that lasted from 1915 until 1933, Boucher played for notable teams such as the Ottawa Senators, Montreal Montaroons, or the Maroons, if I could speak clearly, and the Chicago Blackhawks. Boucher was a left shot defenseman. Maybe is Jake Sanderson left shot?
Jake Sanderson is.
Hold
on, no, I'm just trying to watch him play right now.
You don't even know.
Yeah, he's a left shot.
Okay, yeah. So maybe the original Jake Sanderson. We'll see.
No, he's a right shot. He's a right shot. No. He's a right shot. Hold on. Yeah, he's a right shot. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
We have a 50-50 shot.
No, it's right.
Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Now,
no,
Boucher,
you're not right.
What?
Shoots left.
Oh, so I was right the first time? Hold on, I'm just trying to watch the game in my head. I guess I don't know.
But if you're
watching
watching the game in your head, does the camera like transpose? You know what I mean? How sometimes like the camera shows right as left, left is right.
No, it's not a webcam. I'm not mirroring my
I don't
my
know.
cable TV or
I
my
don't know how
borrowed
TV
internet
cameras
feed.
work.
Oh, who cares, man? Keep going.
Well, Buck Boucher was one of 4 Boucher brothers that played in the NHL, along with his brother Frank, brother Billy, and brother Bobby. Yes, Bobby Boucher. Played in
But
the
I just want to
NHL.
play them foosball, mama.
Now, Buck's father.
We suck again.
Buck's father was a rather accomplished athlete himself, playing rugby football. What's that? Is it rugby or is it football or is it rugby football? I don't understand. Do you? Is that a
No,
Canada thing?
No, I'm not a big rugby
Football guy.
guy. We try at football, but it's a CFL.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Boucher's dad was a 4-time Canadian champion, and then Buck actually started his athletic career in rugby football, whatever that is, but switched to hockey 3 years later. He'd end up, of course, being pretty good at hockey, hence he's in the Hall of Fame. He'd lead his hometown, Ottawa Senators, to 4 Stanley Cup titles. And in 449 career NHL games, Boucher scored 117 goals, recorded 87 assists. And at his retirement, although he was a defenseman, he had the 11th most points in NHL history. Boucher was also known as a rough and tumble player. Over his career, he racked up 838 penalty minutes, including 115 penalty minutes in just 44 games in 1926-27. After his playing career ended, Buck coached in the NHL for Ottawa, Boston, and St. Louis. And at the end of his life, he unfortunately fought throat cancer for a number of years, but was inducted into the Hall of Fame class of 1960 just 3 weeks before he passed away.
Oh,
That's good.
That's
amazing.
Happy. That's amazing.
Yeah, that he got to witness that, I guess, before his time was done. Okay, why should you care about Buck Boucher? Buck was a cornerstone of the Ottawa Senators dynasty, helping them win 4 Stanley Cups in 1920, 21, 23, and 27. He played both defense and forward during his career, showcasing a rare two-way versatility in an era when players often stuck to one position. In the early NHL, positions were more fluid, and Buck Boucher thrived in this system. He was known as one of the first rover-style defensemen, frequently rushing the puck up the ice. His combination of speed, grit, and skill made him a prototype for modern two-way defensemen like Paul Coffey or Scott Niedermayer decades later. In the 1923 Stanley Cup Finals, Buck faced off against his own brother, Billy Boucher, who played for the Montreal Canadiens. This is the first time in Stanley Cup history that 2 brothers played against each other in the final. Ottawa won the cup, and Buck got bragging rights over his younger brother. Like many players of his era, Buck played through some very serious injuries. He once reportedly finished a playoff game with a broken jaw and missing teeth. Buck was notorious for his aggressive style, and stories tell of him swinging his stick to protect teammates during brawls, especially in the playoffs. What? In a time before referees cracked down on violence, Boucher's toughness kept opponents honest and made Ottawa's defense feared league-wide.
Well, when he's swinging his stick like a helicopter, yeah, that's a pretty good defensive. Don't come near my goalie.
There you go. He ranked amongst the league leaders in penalty minutes almost every season he played. Yet despite the rough edge, he was considered a clean hitter by his peers and respected for punishing checks and fair play, never cheap shots. Boucher was involved in several heated matchups with Boston Bruins star Eddie Shore, another rough and tumble defender. Their physical showdowns were legendary in the 1920s and early 30s, including playoff battles where tempers boiled over and sticks were used as much as fists. Boucher had intense run-ins with the notorious Canadiens enforcer Sprague Cleghorn, cousin of Foghorn Leghorn, including multiple games where both were ejected or bloodied. Fans would pack arenas to see their next clash, with some calling it the most violent rivalry on ice at the time.
So
sounds like a badass, huh?
Yeah, no, he's pretty I should know more about him. I do know enough. I think he's also the first defenseman to ever get a hat trick
in the playoffs.
I'm a little. Yep. Okay, good. Oh, did you already
Yep.
say that?
No.
Oh, okay. And I'm pretty sure he started playing. I know this because I've read a couple of old Sens books, and there might be some pieces of information left behind. Pretty sure he started out as a forward as well, but they put him on the back because he liked to clear the net.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good. So those are the
Thanks.
two things I know about him. Yeah.
Way to contribute.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, let's look at the Buck Boucher hobby market. Georges Boucher's rookie card is the 1923 William Patterson V145. This PSA 5 copy is the highest seller I could find in card letter sales history. It sold for $2,213 and way back in September 2019. He also has a card in the next set, the 1924 Patterson V145-2. I mean, they kind of look exactly the same, but not really, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Similar. Like sepia and more black and white, I guess. PSA 5, again, is a high selling copy. Sold for $236 in June 2016. There's also a Boucher card. I like this next one in the 1926 Anonymous issue set.
Nice.
I could not find a sale in card letter sales history, so I assume it's pretty rare. And then Phil, lastly, just because it's your birthday, there is a Buck Boucher card. I always want to say Bobby Boucher.
Yeah.
In the 1983 Cardophilium. You can get these for a couple bucks. But
awesome.
There you go. That, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Buck Boucher.
Thanks, Josh. That was good.
And the Senators had tons and tons of legendary.
Loaded. Players. Well, we have the canal, easy access,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what.
Buck Boucher led the Senators to 4 Stanley Cups. Will Brady Tkachuk lead the Senators to round 2.
Oh, I know, eh? You want to talk about that?
You got to be feeling pretty decent, though, after last night, huh?
Pretty decent. Respectable. That's what I just wanted the boys to experience a couple of wins, Like, 1 is great, but 2, like, whatever happens. It's all gravy now. I'm really happy. I think we have a chance. Toronto Classic imploding media, Do you guys see Dangle? I love him. I love Steve Dangle. Everyone's like, oh, what a loser. How can you hate Steve Dangle? I hate the Leafs, but I don't hate Steve Dangle. I think he's funny. He's great. Yeah.
I thought he was going to throw his chair.
Yeah, I loved it. Oh, it was so good, man. I feel that's me. Put me and that guy in the same room in a Sens Leaf game. Oh my God, light bulbs would burst. I watch my games pretty intensely.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, I know.
We were at a fancy restaurant and you were causing a scene. Children were crying. Women were running for the bathroom. It was crazy.
Well, it wasn't that crazy, but borderline.
I didn't get to watch the game last night because I was busy doing other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you put I saw the score. Was it a whooping?
No, it wasn't a whooping. We outplayed them, but it wasn't a whooping. First period, not really. But we played our system. They scare the crap out of me. Their power play is terrifying. Matthews isn't real. I know he's got the busted hand, but I really like Matthew Nyes and I really like Nylander. I don't like Nylander's defensive game. I really like Matthew Nyes. I think he's an absolute stud on that team. Big fan of him. Yeah. But I thought we played better in games 2 and 3 and we lost those than we did 2 nights ago. So
do you feel now that you won 2 games, your team, that this season's a success no matter what happens?
Yes. 2 games? Absolutely. Love it. But now next year there's you better do better. You better get to the second round. Yeah. That's how it works though. And I think we will. Brady's focus and we're watching the maturation process in real time. And I'm a big fan. He's banged up. You know how many body checks he threw 2 nights ago? 0. He throws 10 a game. 10 a game, and he threw 0. There's something going on. He can still get the shot off. He's still got a good stride. But I mean, so I'm Toronto players. Matthews is hurt. I love picking on him, but I mean, I'm not going to be a jerk. I'll be a jerk. But his hand looks like a grapefruit. How quick release can he get off with that? Right?
Yeah,
not that easy. Yeah.
Your crappy goalie played well.
My crappy goalie played really well, and thank you, Louis. I agree. Yeah, that's the best game I've seen him play all year. Poised, well positioned, calm. I felt real good about him. It's just terrifying when that guy doesn't show up. Terrifying, right?
Our team. Yeah.
Go ahead.
We were that close.
This is what Minnesota teams do. You start to think, oh, we might have a chance.
I'll give him my heart.
Should I get excited about this team? Should I open my heart to the possibility? Yeah. Nope.
Slaughtered. Yeah.
Well, Boldy had a beautiful goal last night, though. Like, he's been well. He's done well this playoffs. But
He's a stud, man. Faber, I like Faber too. I don't know how he did in your series, but I'm a big fan of Faber.
so both our teams are down 3-2. Both our teams have to win 2 straight in order to advance to the mythical, magical second round.
We can do it.
Now, would you guys, if you guys were betting men, would you say one of them will make it, or none of them will make it, or both of them will make it to the second round?
I have more faith in Ottawa beating Toronto because they all hate each other right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's them.
Toronto.
That's why I'm trying not to be like, no, whatever happens, happens. They win, they win. That, you know,
Fine. I'll do it for you. I'll be that guy. This is typical Toronto fashion. And guess what? They're bitching at each other on the bench. Who knows what's going on in the locker room? Nobody's getting along. They're not playing together. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. What do they call it? The yacht club.
All right.
All right. Well, I hope your Wild do it. I hope your Wild do it. And there's no reason they can't. To me, the Wild has more. I mean, mine's based on faith, and faith has no accuracy or no data points in that. So to me, the Wild seem more probable to do it. But judging by Joshua and Louis' face, I'm gonna maybe roll that.
You just have like 2 guys contributing offensively. Well, 3 with Eriksson Ek, but he doesn't score a lot of goals, and we can't get any bottom 6 help ever.
No, you're not going far. You gotta have at least 3 lines rolling, or if you're Edmonton, 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gus is playing well though. He's playing good. I'll give the goalie credit.
You're killing me, Louis.
A couple of these goals, you know, I know 2 for sure. Maybe there was more because I haven't been able to see all of every game. But it's these stupid little cough-up turnovers behind the goal line that come out and end up on a Knight's friggin' stick, and that's what's killing us. So, but hey, at least they're still in it. My favorite point 2 is done.
Did you guys see Dawson Mercer's perfect timing of his penalty?
Sure did.
No.
Oh my God, what a guy! Yeah, that's not good. Anyway,
yeah, he can
go. Devils. I like the Devils. I've always had a soft spot for them. Big fan of Hall or sorry, that wrong team. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Used to play for them.
Okay, we're gonna move on to some kind of final Spring Expo observations. Today's show will be definitely a wrap up of the Sport Card Expo. We're gonna right at the end share our personal pickups, but I did want to add a little segment, if we call it that, just because we've had a few days to reflect now. And when we did our last show, our recap show, was very much in the moment. We were still there. We still went to the show right after on Sunday, and so I'm gonna just share a few thoughts. You guys can jump in and comment and add on to my thoughts, or if I saw Phil, you have some notes. I don't know about you, Louis. We'll just sort of freeform a little bit of it, but
I'll just jump in. I did not get around to that today.
Okay. The first comment, I've talked to both of you now individually. You know how like they have like that seasonal affect disorder thing? I think I have like post expo syndrome, because every time I come back, tired isn't even the word. Like I physically can't even stay awake for multiple days after the expo. And it's not like we don't sleep while we're there, or it's not like we're doing anything like too crazy, but I don't know what it is, where these last 2 days have been hard. Like I wanted to sleep the entire day, just have not had the time to do it. And so I don't know. Do you guys feel tired when you get back? No? Is it just me?
I got back Monday. Tuesday was a little odd because I had more dirty laundry in my room, but I woke up like a champ today. Sorry, buddy. Maybe someone's putting cyanide in your
hey,
yeah, probably you.
Sorry, Lou. Yeah, not me. I wouldn't poison you slowly. I'd take you out in one shot, buddy. I'm not dragging that on.
Just annoying more than anything, because I like to get up and get stuff done. And I slept 8 hours last night and woke up exhausted. And
that's crazy.
Every
8 hours. There's a lot of shaking heads listening right now.
8
hours? I'm lucky to get 4. I like 6.
Yeah, people like Justin who have twins are like, really?
Yeah. He's smiting you right now.
My next observation is I really wish I could slow down the experience. I felt it more this time than ever before. it goes by so fast that I feel like I don't even know if I'm able to enjoy it in the moment. Does that make sense to you? Where
Yeah.
Yep.
everything happens, just it's like on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. It's over. Goodbye.
We didn't stop and smell the roses.
We never have been.
I
one
feel the
thing
fall
after
one. I
another.
do. I feel the fall one. They're very different for me, both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
hmm So yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I just want to feel like to soak it in a little bit better. That'll be a goal of mine, though. Even though we'll have rip parties, so I'm sure we'll be chaos. But
Oh, it'll be fine this year.
one can
Well,
dream.
Well, how do you fix that then? What you just have to come earlier and stay longer. I think that's the fix.
I just think that maybe that there's so much packed into 4 days
Yeah.
that it's hard to get kind of everything you want done. And what I find is that I'm always wanting more of is just time to do nothing with all of us bros at the chateau.
at the
Well, yeah,
house.
because we trade with each other and we go, oh, I got this box. Yeah, let's open it. And
We open a lot of boxes, and that's kind of fun. It's like
yeah,
the
there's
show
a
is.
lot that happens that we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, like legitimately, like I think Friday Nights of Phil was a highlight for me of the expo. A couple of them were like hobby observations that I didn't mention on Sunday. The hobby seems like very healthy to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if attendance set any records, but there was a lot of people there. The parking lot was busy enough, right? I mean, kind of nice where it was very busy, but it's not like you couldn't move anywhere. And I asked at least a half a dozen or more dealers throughout what their feedback was about, are people wheeling and dealing? Is there money flowing through? And they're always going to complain a little bit, but overall, I think they said that, that money was exchanging, deals were going down, lots of cards were moving. And I felt like I saw that too.
People were buying, man. Every friend, every seller friend I had that I asked every one of them. I can't wait for just stay tuned for the Phil video of the expo about a week. But every dealer was like one of the best shows we've ever had. Very few trades to the people I talked to. People are spending cash. Good. That's good. That's what we want our dealers happy, man.
But the dealers were open to wheel and deal too. That was the other good part about it, even on Thursday, Friday, they weren't just tight butt and didn't want to do anything until Saturday, Sunday. It was a win-win for everybody. People wanted to spend money, dealers wanted to make the money, so I thought that was good. I saw it all over the place.
My next observation is that wax prices are definitely coming down a little bit. We saw a very cheap EX2000. Okay, Phil, insert joke.
I'm laughing too hard. You'll have to wait.
Yeah, okay. And then beyond that, like 23, 24 Series 2 is getting cheaper and cheaper. It's like teetering around 200 Canadian now. The one box that still does not get less expensive, and I honestly am flabbergasted at this point, is I was kind of hoping for decently inexpensive 23 O-Pee-Chee paper. No. I think it's just as expensive as Series 2.
Get out of here.
It is.
What's the hit in there? Well, there's a 101 McDavid in there. Or sorry, Bedard. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's been hit yet even. I don't know.
Every O-Pee-Chee, they all have 101s of everybody. Like
Yeah.
So that's a big one. Maybe that's why. But
did you guys feel that wax is getting a little, was maybe not like super like clearance priced, but it was definitely less expensive?
Not what I wanted, but yeah.
What did you want?
Stature?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think Stature is not going to get cheap anymore.
No, but yeah, that was probably the only one high up there. I mean, last year's Parkies, $100, $80,
$100 a box.
Tables.
Yeah.
I bought 80.
I bought a case of the new Parker, 23, 24 Parkers, $100 a box. 110 all the way up.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it was a great deal. It was their last box. And he was like, hey, he stopped me. He's like, hey, Parker's guy. I said, no, I'm good. He's like, I only got 4 boxes left. I'm like, I'm good. And then on the Saturday, he was like, Parker's guy. I'm like, I'd really rather you just called me Phil. But anyway, so I bought it. And he said, $14.50. I was like, nah, I'm good. So come on, you're the Parker's guy. I'm like, listen, you can't hustle a hustler. I sell for a living. You can't. So we came to an agreement, 110 a box all the way up. So I bought it.
Is there 12 boxes in a case?
Haven't opened it yet, but yes. I think so, yeah.
You think?
I think, yeah.
Is this going to suck you in now by having where you've been a little bit, you've had kind of like your toe dipped in the water in 2023, where you went all in big time on the first year? Do you think this case will suck you in?
I'm going to go with a hard yes, Josh.
You should save that case for August.
Nah, it's good. I'm fine. In August, no, I'll be rolling in cash. I'll be good. I'll be in the middle of my season. I'm like, oh my God, I'm making so much money.
Are you talking about cabin rips?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you want? No, I don't want to. You want me to open a freaking case in America and bring it back to Canada? No, I'm not doing that. I don't like bringing my cards anywhere.
Poor you. Don't want to
poor me. What?
Across the border.
Who's been your card mules? Who risked their lives to bring you your cards just this past week?
True. Let's not make his first border crossing a complete.
I've never crossed the border in my life. I don't know what to expect. Like I told you, I just want to dig a tunnel. I feel that's easier. But
we're gonna call in advance and make sure they're ready for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before you move on, 160 still for 23
cardboard
US for O-Pee-Chee.
That's bonkers. That's silly. Super silly.
Poppycock.
Call Billy. Billy, why you raise the price of the box so much?
Yeah, because he controls
it. It's Billy's fault.
And then the other thing, I kind of kicked myself. I didn't express like I wanted to. I'll be quick because it's mushy.
Oh, good.
A lot of gratitude. First of all and foremost, thank you for you guys, for all of our good buddies at Chateau Gongshow, all the friendships. People were so very kind to us at the expo. Tons and tons of people stopped us and said they like what we do, which is amazing. It's puts a lot of juice in our batteries. That's for sure. And I don't know what a wild ride this whole thing continues to be. So that's my piece on the Sport Card Expo. Phil, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I wrote some stuff. So I'm not going to lie. I was Wednesday night when Cole and I got to Toronto, I was exhausted. Like how you feel today. I think I was just trying so hard. Just to remind the good listener, I have a small but mighty little tree company in Ottawa. And
you have a small but mighty little tree
company.
Oh,
used to be incorporated, but I'm proprietorship. Anyways, I got a little package. There you go. Yeah, little package. And I have to work. It's the beginning of the season, right? So like the first, second week of April is when we get going, and I gotta, cheerlead the boys and shake the rust off myself and my sales and start the trucks. And there's a lot to do. It's not that difficult. It's just very time consuming, or you have to be very well organized. And I don't come by that well, but I do if I really focus on it, and I do. So I was exhausted Wednesday because right up until Tuesday night I was at my shop, just making sure everything is going well. So that's why I was saying earlier, Josh and Louis, the Fall Expo, Josh, you even said, you're like, you okay? You're a little edgy. I'm like, no, it's work stuff. Like in November, I closed the books legitimately the week before. So it's not just hanging out with the boys. It's a vacation for me. 100%. It's such a different mindset. That's why I'm really, pardon, Louis?
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's why that's why I'm really looking forward to Rip Party, and I'll have the energy for it, But yeah, so that was pretty good. This one overall went way too quick for me as well. Just like you said, Josh, I don't feel I absorbed everything. There's something like, I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. And then I go, oh yeah, I didn't do that. Right. It's always followed with, I forgot to do that. I didn't see, I wanted to see Jeremy with Hasek, but then I got pulled over with somebody else. And I was like, okay, well, I know Jeremy better. He's not going to be upset at me if I don't see him interview Hasek, but my new friend over here might be upset at me if I don't do this thing with them. I am. So it's pulled apart. My son too, Hasselhoff, Dad, I'm hungry. I'm like, well, I don't know. You're 17. Go get food.
Yeah.
So it was it's just a different expo than the fall one. So the amount of people.
Can I ask you something real quick before you move on?
Yeah. What's up?
Sorry. So he's 17 going on 18, not to make this like the Sound of Music. I am 17.
When I was 17, I had my very first beer.
Yeah. There could, maybe not, I hope not, there could be a time in the not too distant future where he taps out and he says, Dad, I think I'm going to stay in Ottawa this expo. Would that hurt your heart a little bit?
Whoa.
Oh, got a visitor.
Whoa. Louis,
I thought this was off camera
family
stuff.
Show.
Yeah, that would kill me. That would crush me. Hey, he wants daddy, eh? You're the food man, Louis.
They ate. Probably like,
Oh,
okay, I ate. I
Okay,
gotta
sorry,
poop.
Phil. I really do want to hear. That was a beautiful moment, lovely moment Louis had with his dog there, made out for a couple seconds. So
yes. The answer
it
is
would
yes.
hurt you.
I get it, but it would crush me. Yeah, because that's our drive up there means so much to me, and our drive back we're a little quieter because we're both tired. But
Sure.
that's his. He opens up. You're stuck in the truck for 5 hours with Dad. He opens up. Yeah, he's my best bud. We're best friends. He just doesn't know it yet.
Oh, Cole's the best.
Yeah, he is the best. And so segue into the next thing. Pretty amazing and flattering the amount of people who introduced themselves. It was truly the most humbling experience of my life. I would honestly, I feel very confident saying that. I feel even awkward addressing this, to be very honest. We're all doing the same thing, good listener. We're collecting cards. We're trying to make a few bucks. Well, I'm not trying to make money, but maybe you're trying to supplement your addiction, and that's cool. That's what the hobby's about. But like I said, I think the only difference is my voice is just very loud and it cuts through groups metaphorically and literally. So listen, PSA, public service announcement. I began to write down, this is very important. I need everybody to listen. I began to write down everybody I met, their name. I can't, oh my God, I can't even say this without sounding like a turd. Okay. So for all the gifts people bestowed upon me, okay. So awkward. I tried to write your name down with the card you gave me. I am so listen, the 8 people that gave me a Shane Pinto, your name didn't get written down. Well done, though. Well done. I got almost 10 years Shane Pinto. That was amazing. So those people aside, I got I made it to Patrick from Burnaby. He gave me a Jake Sanderson canvas card, which was awesome. Thank you, Patrick. I can thank you. I know you're definitely listening. That's not the point, though. Somewhere down the line, I screwed up the system on my phone. So all the names were connected to different people that gave me the cards. So Derek gave me a card, but I don't have it written down because it'll show that Chris gave me the card. So I massively screwed up and I feel very awkward. I'm very embarrassed. I don't really know what to do. So my only idea is I really want to thank you by name and card. So maybe you could email Friday Nights with Phil and just, share the awkwardness with me and just say, hey, it's blah, 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 because I want to follow you on Instagram. That's my new thing. I'm not following anyone on Instagram unless I meet you. So that's not lastly, I got more to say. Someone gave me a gold outburst of Brady Tkachuk.
Insanity.
Yeah,
insanity.
Grant wouldn't stop. Grant from GP Sports wouldn't stop calling me. I'm like, what? What do you want? He's like, you better get your butt over here right now. So I got there. He stopped the deal he was filming because he couldn't believe. He told his videographer to show over there because he couldn't believe what was happening. I couldn't believe what was happening. He was from Buffalo, and I think Jamie. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We talked for like half an hour, man. You're an absolute beauty. I know I follow you on Instagram now, but we all don't have our real names on there. So please, if you're listening, same way I got a Shane Pinto I got a 3. I know Pinto, it's kind of a joke, but man, the guy gave me like $100 card.
The premiere.
It's crazy.
RPA. Very nice. That was beautiful card.
Oh my God. And any of these cards, nothing gets traded up, or I have no problems with people trading up when I give them or we make deals. That's like even a gift. If that gets you a better card you want, all the power to you. I contributed to that. But I'm not a big trade up guy, and I keep my cards. I hoard it. I have so much hoarded cards in the basement, in the garage. So yeah, I'm so appreciative. And like I said, I get very awkward about this stuff, and I don't usually get awkward. So it's not a feeling I know how to handle well.
That Brady Tkachuk gold outburst is a beautiful card.
It's
super cool.
It makes me emotional. I don't know I feel like I don't know. I'm a hugger too, right? Not everyone's a hugger. Poor big boy. He was a big lad too, so I just gave him a huge hug. I don't know. He was like, okay. Not everyone wants to hug, but
Louis, keep him going. It'd be better for the ratings if he cries.
Okay. I'm a crier too. I'm not a big crier in public. I cry in the shower. Doesn't everybody? Okay. Anyways, lastly, I'm a big fan of how Upper Deck has always set up a booth pavilion thingy. I don't know what that is. A tower of stairs. Upper Deck sets that up so people can lounge around. It's kind of sort of the only thing at the expo that seems to be pushing collecting, unless there's something else. It's a total lounge area. They give you free packs. I mean, it's ironic. They're a card manufacturing company, and you know, they want us to buy their product, but I think they recognize at the bottom of that totem pole is guys like us, and we want to sit down, we want to open cards, we want to trade. So it was very inviting, and I love how Upper Deck does that every expo. But nobody else. Like, obviously dealers are there to make money, buy cards for their collection, but there's not really like a company, you know, a big company booth that would do what Upper Deck is doing. So who's going to have a booth to promote collecting sets and show kids and us fellow man children that grabbing your spreadsheet and crossing those numbers has an entirely different vibe to the same hobby we share with the gamblers and flippers? Now listen, I welcome all aspects of our hobby. I'll go first. For example, I love breaks. I love breaks. Breaks are great. I think they're a necessity in our hobby. Usually the people I meet that hate breaks have dropped 10K on breaks. You know, or a dealer who's like 70 plus. Okay, that's fine. You know, I don't change. No one likes change, but we have to embrace it or you're dead in the water. So myself, I much prefer to compare binders with a fellow collector or debate what years of O-Pee-Chee Platinum are best. That's the kind of stuff I like to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure about the solution, but I do think we have a bit of it's not a problem, but situation. I don't think the owner of the expo, Mr. Menzie, wants to create like an after high school drop-in center atmosphere. He's a businessman. He wants to make money. I'm not going to put that on him. So I've been thinking, boys, now let's brainstorm here. I believe the three of us and all our Gong Show crew, that's you listening, good listener, we represent the hobby, a big piece of the pie, pretty good, right? We're collectors. And I also feel, and I've turned a big leaf on this, the hybrid collector is very important. And someone like that would be Dave, California Dave. Dave sells cards all the time, but he also buys cards all the time. And he's smart about doing it. And he's never really in a big rush. California Dave is a beautiful model template for the modern day collector that values. I've never seen Dave overcharge for a card. Like, you know, you give him $10 more than he paid for a card, you got a deal. Like, he's not a dealer. He likes people being happy, even cards he doesn't like. He's very, very supportive in everybody's journey in our hobby. So yes, as I've been saying, I loosely propose to you, Josh, that we maybe get a booth or 2 or 3 in the barren wasteland of one of those pavilions that's very dry and dusty. You know which one I'm talking about, right? Like, you don't go in there unless you get an auto and I feel bad for a lot of those dealers. Like, they have some real huge cards and they say no one comes and sees us. Nobody comes and sees us because everyone thinks it's for the autographs. Or I say we get a booth there and we'll get shag carpet, we'll get TVs. I mean, I want a couch. I want to relax, man. And I think that would be a great place for not people to like come and say hello and meet us. That's silly. I hate that crap. Don't be like that. I want you to come hang out. You know, we're not going to get flippers there. They're not going to be like, hey, they're going to flip open their Pelican. Well, I mean, maybe come sell me your cards. I want to buy them. But I'm just thinking a Gong Show crew lounge to show that collecting is still cool, right? And you can bring your binder and I'll sell some cards when you're not looking. Man, it'd be great. Like, I've
got a name for it. You want to hear it?
What?
The Island of Lonely Men.
I like it. Yeah. How'd we get there? On a boat. Yeah, no, it'll be good.
I'm on a boat.
I think it's great. We should talk to Mr. Menzie. Maybe we can get some type of subsidy or something on it because we don't have money. So I mean,
we're like government cheese podcast here, fella. When you're saying, oh, let's buy a booth or 12 or 14.
I know. Well, we can't just get one. We're
well, if it's got to be an Island of Lonely Men, then so just my only question on that, and I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I love the idea. The idea is perfect, but I'm like, if you're like a show like the Expo people, if there was said Island of Lonely Men that people just hung out at, you think like the vendors would get mad that the shows not has something that keeps people from visiting their tables?
Yes, if those extra halls were sold out. I've never been to an expo, and they're massive and very well run, whole kit and caboodle. There's always 5 to 7 tables empty from people that didn't show up. There's always, I mean, Josh, like 2 years ago, they had the fall
race
expo
car thing.
Yeah,
remember
like
that?
It's got
the
a little
F1
more juice
exhibit.
Yeah, I know they didn't fill every crevice this expo or last expo or the expo before that. We can find. I'm not asking to be in the middle. I want to be as far away from anything as possible as like a home base for us and for the listeners, man. You know, like I want to talk cards and you know, when I really feel bad when people stop and chat in front of a dealer that's trying to make money. That's when I feel bad. I always say, okay, let's move over here. And I move to the wall or something, right? You know, if I'm trying to sell cards and some guy's like, oh man, you were silly when you said this. And I'm like, oh, when did I say it? And then we're talking, I'd be like, man, get the hell out of away from here. I paid good money to sell cards. Get away from my table. You know.
Well, maybe people should chime in, like message us or comment if they like that idea. If they would want to come hang out.
I'd like to talk hockey too. It's always playoffs going on in the Spring Expo. We could have a TV highlights rerun, right? You know, I got a banner, a Loud Collector banner 2 years ago. I've never put it up anywhere.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So I just thought it'd be a good idea because it would. I really want to get back to the point. We are a good definition and representation of the hybrid modern day collector. And I really want to flex that more than my cards, we all get along so well. We always meet so many people. There's never a place to congregate. And I think that's what I'd like to create.
I like congregation.
It's a nice word, eh? Yeah.
Preach. Okay. Good thoughts. Anything else, Bill or Baba Louie, before we put a bow on it?
Oh, I'm parched. I need a drink.
I was gotten a whole bunch of things down here as you guys were talking. Some of it probably repeat, but just being able to hang out with the people around. I thought it was funny a couple times where I was at a booth and all of a sudden a head would pop up when I was talking because I mentioned Madonna or Broder or something. They were like, I thought that was you. I usually listen, you know, I thought that was you, and then I knew it when you said Madonna or Heisher. Cards galore. And for the first time, I can say though, I mean, there was something there for everybody. There was whatever you wanted, but I was struggling for some reason. I didn't have something that was like, boom, gotta have me until I went to one table and 2 cards you'll see later were sitting right next to each other. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, I'll buy these. But I had fun because what it did was give me more time to look and not worry about, okay, I just bought this. Now what do I got left? Didn't want to go over a budget. But gave me time to dig and find a couple diamonds in the rough in there. You people repeat again with the gifts though. Appreciated. So not necessary.
No.
You know, we do this because we love it, and those who choose to listen want to be a part of this community. That's awesome. So yeah, we thank you. I thank you more for listening and being part of this group.
100%.
It's just, and it just goes by too fast. You know, I will blame it on the people that I was with.
Screw you, man.
No, that's a good thing, you know, because I want to try to make as much time with everybody as possible, and there's just not enough time to do it.
That's why we got to get that. We got to get the Chateau for a week, boys. 6 nights, 7 days.
I'm gonna be like Milli Vanilli and blame it on the rain.
Yeah, but did you really say that? If you're Milli Vanilli?
No, somebody else did for him. I was at work today. I was sitting in the dump truck, and I literally was trying to think back to everything that happened. You know, go back to Thursday, go back to Friday, and think of all the things that happened. And once you break it down, you know, yeah, okay, we sure did a lot of stuff, but then again, man, it went so dang fast. I don't know.
Too fast.
It's probably, you know, okay, times 2, so 8 days, twice a year. My favorite time of the whole year, both of these expos, just with all us knuckleheads and everybody in the Discord too. It just goes to show that we're all the same, and I've never had an issue with anybody that I've met that's part of the group. Anybody can be part of this group. Happy to talk with anybody, hang with anybody, and that's why I think a place to sit and chill Be cool just to talk hockey, cards, whatever. But yeah, thanks. It was fun. Good job, Sports Card Expo. About it.
I feel grateful that I feel you've been more than me and Baba Louie, but to this point, it's never gotten old. Like I've never felt been there, done that. It's more holy cow! I can't wait to come again.
Yeah, well, no, it's the new Expo. That's how I would say it. I wouldn't. You can't even compare it to 10 years ago. I didn't even go that much before. It was a very different thing.
Oh, okay. Slab Sharks is a Gong Show partner sponsor. We're thankful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction ends tonight. There's just 5,000 cards to choose from. That's it. Hopefully you can find something and 5,000 cards. Holy moly. So make sure you head to slabsharks.com to mark your favorites, get your bids in. Tons and tons of bangers, of course. A very nice lot. There's a lot of Leon Draisaitl's I noticed in this week's auction. So if you're a Leon guy, you won't want to miss this one. Tons of good cards though for every other player.
Carter's a big Draisaitl guy. I always thought I kept saying I always thought he was a Winnipeg fan. He's like, first of all, I'm an Edmonton fan. Second of all, I don't collect McDavid. I collect Draisaitl. I was like, okay, I will not ask again. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Well, I had a treat because he's not only a Draisaitl fan, but he's a big Fleer guy like me. You make fun of Fleer, but I have Carter, so I like him.
Can we?
And
does everybody forget that I don't lie, that I love Fleer too?
I think people know you like Fleer, Louis. We just don't feel we need to bring it up because you're a strong male. And we know that you feel good, and we don't always have to bring it up when it comes up.
Okay, fine. Way to put my place. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good job.
No, so I was really excited because of those two dots that connected. I came across like a crazy card. I don't remember what booth it was at, but there's the 2014 Fleer Draisaitl.
What?
I think it's like the ultraviolet or something like the 101 parallel. So it's like the 101 Leon Draisaitl rookie Fleer card.
I don't even know what that looks like.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. And I was able to show that to him. So I was very excited. But yeah, there's lots of long story longer. There's lots of Draisaitl Leon cards in this week's auction. And Phil, I am very happy to report that the auction has gotten so big that there's even 10 Shane Pinto cards in this week's auction. I mean, that's huge.
Hey, playing good, man. He's one of the best players on the ice. I think we should even maybe move him to, man, I won't say it. Okay, go ahead.
Now, maybe you have to do a little birthday shopping for yourself, Phil, and treat yourself to a nice
Don't
Pinto.
say that. I can see Louis smiling. He's like, don't say that. I got to go to bed after this.
Okay, now you might be asking, well, how is Slab Sharks getting 5,000 cards a week in their auctions? I don't know much, but I do know the answer to that.
They're stealing them from children.
Yep. On playgrounds all across Canada. That's what they do. They make Canadian hockey card collectors' lives super easy. Nobody likes hassle and stress of selling cards on eBay. It's no fun. That's where Slab Sharks comes in because they do all the work. All you got to do is submit your cards on slabsharks.com or drop them off with a rep at a local show and you're done. They took in tons and tons of submissions at the expo. It's easy peasy, boys. They do all the work for you. And if you haven't tried it out for yourself, we'd highly recommend doing so. So check out slabsharks.com for complete consignment information, including payout rates, and to get the process of converting your cards to cash today.
The app. We never talk about the app. The app is mind-blowing. The app is so good. It's like, I know they sponsor our show. I get it. I never sell cards. I hate it. It stresses me out, gives me anxiety. That app is my Ativan. If you know, you know.
Yep.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Gathered information from the space you love.
News.
That I could tell you made that up on the fly, and it actually turned out brilliant. Good hobby news by YouTube, I believe. So there we go. Very excited about this first story. Legitimately very pumped to share the information and talk about it with you two. So if you're not an extended series fan, this story just might make you one. Now, this whole thing makes me feel of the line from Dumb and Dumber. Give me a second to explain. So it's about Ovi and special cards that, so right after he breaks the goals record, we come out with carpet cards. We've got sticker autos with Ovi and Gretzky. But now,
I know what you're going to.
This is the point. in the movie where Lloyd pulls up
You have.
in a little moped, and Harry turns or says to Lloyd, "Just when I thought you couldn't be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself." Because I believe what Upper Deck is doing with extended series is awesome and amazing. And even if these cards that we're going to show in a second are not like your thing, they're not your jam, I don't think you can argue that this is a dumb or bad idea. This is awesome. And I wasn't insinuating that Upper Deck was dumb either. It's just, anytime you can throw a Dumb and Dumber quote into a show, you got to do it. So Upper Deck had Alexander Ovechkin sit down and hand sign 8 2005 Young Gun buybacks. So they went and bought their own cards back. Pretty spendy base Young Guns. The most probably expensive base Young Guns. And these are going to be randomly inserted into 8 2024-25 extended series packs that comes out in early June.
Question.
Real packs or that other place?
E-Pack. Oh, yeah.
We were just having a moment, and you had to go and throw water on the fire, didn't you, Louis?
Are they gonna do like 4 and 4, 7 and 1?
I'm just axing.
I can't wait for the first one to be found on E-Pack and the hobby to lose its mind.
You sadist.
But we're gonna choose to ignore that fact today. And Baba Louie, I think I sent you a picture of a close-up of one of the signed.
Careful. Oh, of one of the cards. Yeah.
He couldn't have got it on a little bit of the white.
Hey, he never signs right down the middle. Look at it now. He does.
Yeah, first time he signs in the middle of a card, it's covering the worst spot. We're not being remember, we're not being negative because truly, this is the kind of crap we've been begging Upper Deck to do. So we have to celebrate.
Oh, big time! Yeah, big.
This is awesome.
Nailed it.
Bravo, Upper Deck. I'm very, very excited. No, they just got to get in the habit of this stuff.
Yeah, like make it part of the culture and the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, great step. Great step. Good job, Billy.
I think it'll change people's perceptions of extended, don't you? Now you have acetates.
If they keep doing it.
But for this one especially, like this is what do you think something like this would go for?
10,000?
Yeah. 10, 15, 20.
I suppose if like a PSA 10 Young Guns is 5,000.
They're not going to grade PSA 10s. They were bought.
No, because they're buybacks.
Yeah.
Billy kind of gets it, smells it, twists it.
You know someone's going to grade this. A guy on Reddit today posted like 100 pictures of all 101s. He's like, I think I have a problem or whatever the post was. Every card was graded in different slabs. If there's one card you don't need to grade, it's a 101. Anyway, side shoot there.
Yeah. So this will be at 8. And again, I like I said, even if this card isn't your favorite, this is exactly the type of stuff Upper Deck needs to be doing. Because I think these will be a big hit and a big chase.
Huge.
Especially if the boxes remain. This wouldn't raise the price of a box, but
do you know how I look at this, boys? There is definitely more than 8 hardcore, passionate, remortgage the house, sell your kids kind of Ovechkin collectors. This card might go for these might go for huge bucks. There's only 8. It's not 88. Yeah. It's not 50. It's 8. You get like just a Brady Tkachuk, something like this. I mean, I'd pay. I don't want to say what I would pay, but you get what I'm saying.
I love to how Billy's been poo-pooing buybacks to us. So it's so much work. Oh, it's so much work.
I have to go to the store. I have to buy the card.
I have to sit at a bar and sit through cards at night and drink beer.
I have to go to work the next day and bring what I bought with me.
He lies. He's a liar.
He's a big fat liar.
But I like this lie. So give him this time.
He was tricking us.
All
well done, Celio. Well done.
Bravo, Upper Deck. Good job by you. Good job by you.
Big job.
Okay, next story. Another kind of Upper Deck story. I wanted to find like a Star Wars font for Photo Wars. because this is the whole theme I've had in my head. So Upper Deck announced through their UD
sorry.
authenticated brand that you were right. Yeah, that they have a new product called Snapshots that's coming out. Feels a little bit similar to
I'm glad you're saying it.
a
Really?
little bit. I don't
Something
know,
about this seems familiar.
coincidental, maybe
I
to
don't
eminent.
care. It's awesome.
Yeah. So Photo Wars, right? In a galaxy far, far away, two companies battle over the mysterious market of photos, signed photographs. So it's now the Snapshots is a multi-sport product you can buy right now from Upper Deck on their website for $300 US. They're a little bit bigger than the Emanate. I think the Emanates are 8x10. These are either 16x20 or 20x24. They come shipped in a top loader. That's a big top loader, I guess. Holy moly. No, please no Scotch tape on that one, Upper Deck. That'd be bad. And the big difference, or second big difference between Emanate and this is that it's multi-sport. So there are plenty of hockey players on it, and the photos look beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
look at that Jordan, man. Woo.
Mm-hmm. And I sent Louis a couple of the hockey ones. So here's a really nice Bobby Orr that I think Big Bobby Orr.
Big Bobby Orr, the original. He's the original Bobby Orr.
It's the original. It sounds like Michael Misa probably signed a deal with Upper Deck. Number one, maybe pick in the draft. There we go.
Good.
You want to get
nice.
Check out this Wayne Gretzky and Patrick Roy.
Pat Roy.
Pat Roy. I can't stop thinking, like, every time I say Patrick Roy, I think of, like, if Al Pacino said it.
Hoo-ha! Patrick Roy!
Kind of cool photo there. Now, if you fork over the $300, you could get athletes from other sports. Like there's LeBron, Mike Tyson, Serena Williams, Shaq, Tiger Woods, another golfer like Colin Morikawa, Tony Hawk, a little skateboarder.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
What is he, like 70 years old now? Doing ollies? Boop.
I think in his 50s, he was still like doing ramps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's parallels. Like they didn't get quite as hockey cardy on the bit as Fanatics did with Emanate, but yeah, so there's more photos into the market. So do you ever see yourself dropping? Now, the analogy that I've heard, which kind of makes sense, is that like you spend $300, you get like a photo like this of Wayne Gretzky and Patrick Roy on a card that's going to be way more than $300, right?
Yeah, but I collect hockey cards, not pictures.
Fair.
But hockey cards could be pictures. I get it. You know, but they're consistent 3.5 by 2.5 pictures. I like that
sometimes
consistency. You know, I gotta say, I've been trying not to say it. You know, the quote from Oscar Wilde. Everyone thinks it's imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Sincerest.
Yeah, but do you know the full quote?
No.
Oh, well, I've memorized it. Let me tell you. Imitation is hold on, I don't want to screw this up. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness.
Can pay or pave to greatness?
I thought it was can pay.
Oh,
to
mediocrity
greatness.
can pay to greatness. I got you. Yeah.
So I was trying not to screw it up. Say it in your head and it makes better sense.
Now, who knows how long they've been working on this? It could be.
No, I know. I'm just being a jerk. I love this. I think they actually look nicer than the Fanatics ones anyways. I'm a hockey guy.
Are you into any of these signed photos, Louis? Would you ever roll the dice on $300 and see what you got?
Probably wouldn't roll the dice, but because I'd get like
you'd flat out buy it.
I'd get like sand volleyball Kerry Walsh or something.
I like this. Do we have a picture of the Wayne Gretzky by himself with the open ice, the overhead shot?
No, I didn't.
I like that one. You know what's better about the Upper Deck ones? They leave more open space for the beautiful autographs. The Fanatics ones are noisy. They give me a headache. Yeah, the Wayne. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. That's wicked.
I was actually just going through them right now to see.
These are nice, man. The pen room. Yeah, Fanatics, eat your heart out. You don't have a pen room. My guys do.
The one thing we've never done, and it's like the big, thing to do for influencers with big bucks, is the whole mystery box thing at the expo where it was like
we're
$5
not.
grand. No,
You want to do like a gong show mystery box?
Is that how
I
much
do
that
because
box
I'm pretty
is?
sure you would trip and fall flat on the box and ruin everything, and it would be worth it.
I'm not klutzy. I guess I'm a little klutzy.
What's that called? Monumental or something like that?
Monumental box to you.
What would we
They're
call it?
$5,000.
Gong show mystery.
I think so. Yeah.
Oy vey.
Gong
Well, it's
show,
5,000 Canadian, so it's like what?
$10.
Happy Meal
Got
in
it.
the United States.
Gong show maybe.
No F1 yet.
Oh,
Would our envelopes be
they
silver?
probably don't.
Oh, that's
it's
top.
probably
Never mind. It's top
Fanatics.
anyways.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Alrighty. We're gonna move on, boys, to a very exciting interview we had the other day, courtesy of the boys from our boys from Saskatchewan, Card and Collector Experience, Carter and Justin, which is, of course, is happening April 4th and 5th in beautiful and gorgeous, spectacular Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. We had the opportunity to chat with former NHL goalie Tim Cheveldae, who is from Saskatchewan himself and will be signing autographs at the show. So go to saskcardexp.ca and get your tickets right now. And join us in October for what media all around the world is calling Hockey Card Burning Man. Let's all go and get weird together. That's going to be their slogan. Let's get weird together. Huh?
Yeah, we're going to go on a big hike.
Burning Man.
We're going to go on the big hike, big mountains. It's going to be great.
Yep. 30-foot.
We're going to go to Gordie Howe's birth home and make an omelet.
Yeah. 11-foot grassy knolls is as high as it gets out there. I've read in my textbooks from high school.
Make a 30-foot tall Gordie Howe pallet statue, and we're going to set it on fire.
Worst case scenario, can we just pile a bunch of wood and light it on fire? That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's probably
Maybe.
more what'll happen anyway.
A bit of a pyro. No, you know that.
Back to Tim. He was fantastic. Very normal for attendee too, huh?
Yeah, they're great. I know. It's they scare me. He seemed
too
pretty
normal. Like I didn't really, really him at first.
Don't turn your back on him at the show though. You never know. He looks pretty sneaky.
He's an amazing person though, had very wonderful stories, and we are thrilled to present to you, the good listener, this conversation with Tim Cheveldae. We are thrilled to welcome to the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, Tim Cheveldae, whose appearance on our show is brought to you by our friends at the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience, which of course is in Saskatoon on October 4th and 5th this fall. We'll be there. So will Tim on October 4th, signing autographs for lots of fans. So you can head right now to saskcardexp.ca and get your show tickets right now.
Nice
Tim,
and easy to remember.
Yeah, not really. But Tim played in 340 NHL games for the Red Wings, Winnipeg Jets, and Boston Bruins. He's from Saskatchewan, so he's stepping up to support Carter and Justin's efforts to bring a fun collector experience to the area. And welcome, Tim. We're excited to have you on.
Well, hey, yeah, it's nice to talk about memorabilia and sports and hockey in particular. And yeah, good to be here.
Okay, so I want to start. Were you at all a hockey card collector as a kid?
Yes, I was. I collected lots of hockey cards in the wintertime and then baseball cards in the summertime. So yes, so I remember when they were like 10 cents a pack, and they eventually went up to 25 cents a pack. And and I remember we had corner stores, like we didn't have 7-Elevens, and I remember one corner store was out, and I had to walk 6 blocks to the other corner store because they might have them in there. So yeah, spent a lot of money on hockey cards.
Yeah, your paper route money, I suppose. Were there players that you really like to collect? Like, who was the big chase for you when opening packs?
It was like, obviously growing up, it was, Montreal Canadiens, Guy Lafleur, and then went to the Islanders, Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier, and of course the goalies. I was a goalie, so people like the goalies, and you see the mask and the equipment, and those are the big people for hockey that you wanted to get in your hockey pack.
Who was the goalie that you really admired?
The goalie, I was a Flyer fan growing up, so it was Bernie Perrant in the 70s. And then, and I played it, and I had the pleasure to play against this guy, but I loved watching Grant Fuhr play because he was just so athletic. Like he was he was a guy making the big saves, kick saves, glove saves, and he was so athletic that, that was the guy that I really probably admired as far as a goalie.
Mm-hmm. Any of you follow any of the Saskatchewan guys like Brian Trottier or Gordie Howe? Were those, real popular with you and your friends too?
Probably. Well, it was a lot of times on the team you cheered for. So, being a Flyer fan, so Bobby Clark's from Flin Flon, which is sort of bordering Saskatchewan, Manitoba. He was big. Reggie Leach was from there. My brother, we always competed against each other. He was a Montreal Canadiens fan, so they were the two rivals in the 70s. So a lot of Guy Lafleur and Steve Shutt and Larry Robinson, and of course Ken Dryden being the goalie. So those are the guys. Saskatchewan guys, it was interesting. Brad McCrimmon, who I had a chance to play with, he's a Saskatchewan guy. Obviously Brian Trottier, from being southwest Saskatchewan. So there's quite a Bertie Fedorko, because he played for the Saskatoon Blades. My hometown was another guy that you followed who had a very successful career in St. Louis and got a chance to play with him in Detroit for a year.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Now, your rookie cards came out in like the 1990 time period. Do you remember seeing a Tim Cheveldae hockey card for the first time?
Yeah, it was pretty cool feeling. I'm not gonna lie. You see it as like, holy man, wow, that's pretty neat. And then you look at the back, and some of them had pictures of you, and it's like, oh, that's a pretty good picture. Oh boy, that's a terrible picture. and certain cards. So yeah, it was a neat feeling. And people actually get to sign them. So, but it was one of those feelings that lasted for a little bit. Then after a while, it was like, okay, it's sort of ho hum sort of thing.
Did you prefer seeing a Detroit Red Wings card or a Winnipeg Jets card?
I'm still sort of a little more passionate to Detroit. I don't know.
Okay,
something about the original six, and I think it's sort of like your first date or whatever. It's like you just always remember your first team you've been with, and that's sort of the special moments.
The colors are brighter on the first time around, right?
And I just think the Detroit Red Wings, the wing wheel is one of the best logos in all of sports. Never mind hockey. I think it's just absolutely fantastic.
Well, the Saskatoon Blades is not bad as well, Mr. Cheveldae. Yeah, you were on that team too, and that's a pretty good jersey. I like that.
I agree. I love the Pac-Man. We call it the Pac-Man. And do you know what that is, though? I'm going to ask you a question. What is that a picture of?
Don't know.
No idea. So it's Saskatoon Blades. So it's the tip of like an old blade, like back in the steel.
Oh,
so that's what it is.
I was going to say a sword, but I didn't want to sound silly.
Yeah. So that's the tip of the blade. So that's
awesome, man.
Interesting trivia questions that has no value whatsoever.
Do you have any of your gear from the Blades? Like any old?
I have my old game worn shirt. They gave it to me when I guess was graduated, and it's so small. Like I don't think I would probably have trouble putting it on right now.
Okay,
like, wow. On it.
Really?
So, yeah, that's about it.
Pre-puberty. How you were 17, 18 with them?
I was 17, 18, 19. I played 3 years with them.
3 years, 3 years.
That's crazy. How one of the things that when I get the opportunity and we get the opportunity to talk with people that played in your era is I'm always curious because memorabilia and cards, we have Wayne Gretzky cards that have sold for $4 million US, and you have Connor McDavid cards that sell for $200,000. Could you have ever imagined when you're, in your career, starting your career that, that these hockey cards or other memorabilia would become so valuable someday?
No idea. And I sort of wish you would have known, because I think I had like a Gretzky rookie card, but of course, as a kid, you had the checklist cards. And so it's like, number 324. Yeah, check. Or you back in the day, I'm sure you heard these stories where you'd take 2 or 3 cards and then you'd put it to your bicycle tire and you'd lock it on with a clothespin and you make that sound. And you didn't take super good care. And of course, you would know that they got to be meant to be worth that value. And if they have like a little check mark on them or a little crease, they're not that valuable. But I remember, and I remember having like Ray Bork rookie card. I guess would be another one.
Oh yeah, you can get really. We just did a top 5 sales from last week video, and Ray Bork rookie sold for $8,500 US. Wow. So they go for a pretty penny. Did you keep a lot of memorabilia from your career, or did you do exchanges with other goalies or teammates, that sort of stuff?
Probably one of the biggest regrets. I have a lot of memorabilia that I either trade or purchase, but I played in one All-Star game, and I remember going to that game, and everybody had jerseys and different things to sign by everybody. And I was pretty young. I was 21 or 22, and just didn't want to make a fuss or anything. And I was disappointed that I didn't get something signed at that moment. Or like I played with Boreas Salmi for a year. It would have been cool to get a stick or something signed by him, or like that. So there wasn't. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of trading as stuff, but I picked up a lot of different memorabilia from all different sports. I'm a huge, probably the 4 sports fans, especially football and hockey, and so yeah, I have a little bit of collection that I've collected over the years.
Did it happen much in the dressing room, Tim, when like, hey, my kid's got a birthday party he's going to, can you sign this? Like, did you see it happen in any of the teams you were in where there's like a camaraderie of helping each other out with autographs and memorabilia between the players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was no problem. Like I said, if you came up personally and if I went to Steve Yzerman and said, hey, this is, like this is for a kid back home in Saskatoon, he was more than helpful.
Oh, okay.
Here's an interesting story. I don't know if it's funny, but so like people would send you cards in the mail. Yeah. And it happened probably 2 or 3 times, not a lot, but to say, Tim Cheveldae, you're my favorite goalie. Can you get Steve Yzerman and Sergei Fedorov to sign these cards? And it would happen like 2 or 3 times. You're my favorite player, but can you get them to, because they would get stacks and you wouldn't always sign them.
Do you do it, but just say, you little jerk, here you go?
Yeah. No.
That's good.
No, stuff. I actually got, so my parents are divorced and my dad lived in Toledo, Ohio, and I spent the summers with him, and he worked in Detroit and was a salesman and had Red Wings season tickets for 25 years. So I got to see you play as a kid. I also worked as a golf caddy, and I actually caddied for Steve Yzerman at a golf tournament one time too. But I remember going very vividly to the Joe, and I remember the Russian 5 and how just incredible it. You could tell that they had like played hockey together since they were 2. It just seemed like they knew exactly where they would be. It just must have, for me, and I think about you and the vantage point that you had to watch some incredible hockey over those years you were there.
Yeah, I didn't get to play with those 5. They came after me, but yeah, I got to play with like Sergei when he was a rookie. And I remember Dave Lewis, he was assistant coach at the time, and like probably like 25, 30 games into the season, I remember Dave Lewis saying that, okay, Sergei is going to be a Hall of Famer. He was that special. And then got to play with Nick Lindstrom as a rookie, who, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated hockey players, never mind defenseman of all time. I think he's one of the greatest players that should be in the top, I don't know, 15, 20, 10. Yeah, I think he was that good of a player.
Really? Wow.
I can imagine you were a big fan. Probably made your job a little bit easier.
He just made the game look so simple and easy. I think he won 7 Norris trophies.
I think so.
And he was he was a good human being, a good person, and he was he was amazing. And obviously, as being a goaltender, you appreciate the guys who can move the puck and just you trusted him with the backdoor plays to make sure the guy was covered.
Mm-hmm. I've got the weirdest question for you, but I've actually kind of always wanted
I have a couple of weird ones after.
All right. Well, I don't think you'll top this one. So I'm going back to being at games at the Joe, and of course, the tradition was always to throw the octopus on the ice there, and those are slimy. And I always wondered, like, as it's like skidding across the ice, is it sliming the ice? And would somebody ever skate over that area and wipe out on like gross squid or octopus slime?
I don't think anybody has. I remember though, they would throw it out there, and sometimes it was really bad. They take that ice scraper. Like sometimes you remember the day when the guys would be bleeding and they'd come out and scrape the blood off the ice. So I think they did that with the octopus. But I remember Al Sabatka, the guy who drove the Zamboni. He would come out there on the ice and he'd pick up the octopus and start waving around. I'm thinking like, man, he just come out there with no gloves, no nothing, like waving around, and there'd be crap flying off the octopus onto you. And it's like, hey, good for you, man. And the crowd, of course, would go nuts.
Oh, just incredible. Bouncing around a little bit here, but so here's a thought that I was thinking about what your experience must have been like. And, at some point, of course, in your career, like you saved a shot by Wayne Gretzky. Did it like run through your mind at the time? Like, holy crap, I just saved a shot by that, the great one.
I think the big thing was when you stepped on the ice the first time with Wayne Gretzky, and you're actually playing with him, and he's coming down. It's just, and you try to be, like for every player, but you're extra geared up when you coming down with the puck, and I have a interesting story about Wayne Gretzky, how he broke the tip of my finger. The very last game, I was playing Winnipeg. The season was over for us, and we had 5 minutes left. And Wayne Gretzky's coming down my right side, and he scores. He's got the big windup. And, you know, back in the day, you come out and you challenge, you know, with your pads together, and he faked. And I opened up my blocker hand. And of course, you're just wearing a glove, and he shot the puck at the tip of my finger. And it was like swollen up. And I played the last 5 minutes. I could hardly hang on to my stick and went into overtime. And Nikolai Habibulin was my backup. And I said, Nick, you got to go in there. I can't even hang on to my stick. So it was swollen. And the trainer took a paper clip, heated it up, and stuck it through my fingernail to release the pressure. And the blood squirted like 2 feet in the air in the dressing room. Then I got an x-ray next day, and I had like a crack, like a Y. And I was so upset because I couldn't golf for like 4 weeks after, like the season's over. I'm like, here Wayne scores all these goals. He basically has a whole open net, and he shoots it right into my tip of my finger. Like it was like, come on, you got to be better than that.
Amazing. You played a lot, Tim. You played over 60 games in Detroit. I know most goalies played a lot more back then, but do you view goalies now being like, you a bunch of babies, you can't even play 50 games? Or is it just a different, you got peppered more too back then, right? That's the thing.
It's a different game now, I think, as far as the athleticism. Like the game's so fast, and you know, basically like you watch goalies, like a lot of times they're in the butterfly and they're sliding around. So it's a little more physical. You were stand-up, eh? You're more of a hybrid. You had that odd glove too, right? Yeah, I was a little bit of a tweener. I was sort of a stand-up and a half, sort of like a hybrid with the like Grant. But I think it's a little bit of a different mentality too, for whatever reason. Like I think you look through in all sports, you know, pitchers now, if they go 7 innings, that's a long outing for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard this in baseball, this guy had a day off because he played 3 games in artificial turf. I'm like, oh my goodness, like 25 years ago, the turf was like pavement, and these guys played 162 games. So it's, I don't know, they're a little more cautious of their bodies, or I don't know what softer or whatever, but it is a different game, and it's definitely more athletic game for the goalies now.
Yeah, Tim played Phil 72 games in 1991.
The pendulum of self-care has swung too far for some people, maybe.
It's interesting. Like you said, these guys are in unbelievable shape, amazing athletes. And like I said, it just seems like they need more time off and care. And I don't know if it's a good thing where they're being extra cautious, or if it is like that, okay, they're being overly cautious or not. One thing I noticed with is like back in the day, especially when Mike Keenan was coaching, goalies got pulled on a regular basis. Like coaches changed goalies like they were changing socks. Yeah. And now if a goalie gets changed, like gets pulled, it's like they got to phone up your agent, your psychologist, and it's like it's such a big deal. It's like, okay, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be all right. But it's not a big deal. You'll be all right.
Did that tick you off though when you get pulled? I can't imagine a competitor that you like.
There was usually 3 reasons why you got pulled. There was because you were playing like crap. There was another one, maybe just change the momentum, break it up, and another one was a mercy pulling.
Okay,
you know, so you sort of knew that it was going to be the 3. Like if you let in 3 goals in the first 10 minutes, you sort of be in your crease and you'd be like looking out at the corner of your eye and looking at the backup goalie if he's getting ready or not. So it depended on, you know, if you let like say 2 goals in the first 5 minutes or something, you got pulled, like that would sort of piss you off.
Yeah.
Or you could be like the Patrick Waugh story where, you know, I'm getting shell shot here. Get me out of here early.
Yeah.
Which changed the game of hockey, the world of hockey, by him getting traded to Colorado.
Mm-hmm. I think people feel like even going back to, and Tim, I kind of get why you want to be careful with your body. I just think it's a business as an athlete, and you're like, if I can get that extra 4-year contract, that could be $20 million more dollars, you know, that I make over, you know, so you kind of gotta, you know, look out for yourself a little bit too.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think the thing too is, you know, even with goalies, like with doing the butterfly and the push-offs, there's a lot more pressure on your groins, a lot more pressure on your hips. And, you know, they probably have to be 100% be able to move. And like you said now, Because when I played, like you're 33, 34, you're basically on the last 3 holes of your 18-hole round.
Yeah.
And now you're maybe on hole 10 and you can still got a lot of life into you and they still can play. So I think they're a lot smarter and a lot more business minded in that sense, as far as you know, as the sport goes, which makes a lot of sense. Like I said, if you can make an extra $20 million, who doesn't want that?
Do you look at like the modern equipment and how light it is and just shake your head?
Oh, it's incredible. I was when I was the goalie coach for the Blades a few years back, I put on a pair and I couldn't wear them. They were too weird, but it is incredible how light they are, and they're just basically like hardly strapped on now. And the thing with even with the glove, like the glove is like it's so stiff. Like back in the day, your glove was probably your best piece of equipment, and it was most cherished because you could control the rebound. And you know, if you got pucks in the upper body, it still hurt because of the equipment wasn't as good as it is now. And so that's something you take care of. And then you see them sometimes like goalies, it's like having 2 blockers on where you see them hit the puck, hit their glove, and they won't catch it and it drops out. But yeah, the equipment now is amazing. But I give them credit though for like these guys are firing pucks so hard and they're just one-timing them going off the crossbar or off your shoulder, off your head, and they're standing in there and taking them. So kudos for having the equipment that's able to do that, because it's
it doesn't squeeze as easily as they used to. The glove.
No, they're a lot stiffer for whatever reason, and I don't know why. I played ball too, and that was something. As soon as I got a glove, whether it be my I like my goalie glove a lot, like a first baseman's glove. So I used to put it like tape like 4 or 5 pucks and make a roll and tape it
like
up
your baseball glove. Yeah, I do that with my gloves.
Get that pocket. I was really particular about that, and I wanted that, and I wanted it to be soft. I wanted to be able to squeeze the puck. And also another thing too is just it helped me handle the puck because I was shot left, so that my glove hand would be on the bottom part of the stick, so it helped me handle the puck. Some people question how much it helped me because I coughed up a few passes, but I was pretty particular. And now it's just they're very stiff, and you even see like a goalie warming up, like when pucks come to them, you won't even see them like even try to close their glove on it. It's just sort of like
just let it fall out or catch in. The other thing that I think is wild and how goalie equipment's advanced is the skates. I mean, they're pretty much like hockey skates now. In the 90s, they're bricks. And I don't know, like they're like the worst. It must be a lot easier to move around and skate around as a goalie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're not too far from forward skates. They're probably a little taller, but yeah, like back in the 90s, we had protection all the way around on the toes and the side of the foot from making those little skate saves in the back, and they were probably a little shorter to the ice, and of course it's big thick blades. But now, they're very similar to forward skates, and just even how sharp they are now, though. Like it's just another thing. Like I guess everyone's a little different, but my skates were too sharp. I maybe got them sharpened seriously, like maybe once every 3 weeks. And now, like goalies will get them sharpened like once every day or once every 2-3 days.
How often? Every team's got a goalie coach, and I have a couple. Just one question: how much does a goalie coach influence the actual goalie? Like when aren't you already kind of like, I figured it out, I know where to be? I don't understand how that relationship works. Are they working with you 24/7, and you talk to the head coach once in a while? Like how does that?
So when I was playing in Detroit, we had a goalie coach, but it wasn't as involved. It wasn't as technical.
Okay.
I remember Pete Peters is my goalie coach in Winnipeg.
Okay.
He told me about his days in Boston when he won the Vezina, and he was having 3 or 4 games that were tough. And Jerry Cheevers was his goalie coach. He says, "Okay, we're going to solve your problem." So he took him out the night before and got him drunk. So that was the way he did it. And even like when I played, it wasn't that technical. And for probably about 8-9 years, I was a goalie coach for the Saskatoon Blades. So I was there probably like 2-3 times a week, and a goalie coach can make a big difference because it's a sounding board. You see the game differently. You see it in the same perspective. Like when I get frustrated, listen to people talk. Like even I heard somebody talk about Allmark's game last night, and he led an X amount of goals. To me, it's not about how many. Like how many goals you let in is part of the big part of the picture, but are they quality goals? Like what type of goals? Like if a baseball pitcher pitches one low and outside and a batter goes out there and gets it, it hits it for a home run the other way. Is that a bad pitch or is that a good swing by the batter?
Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing, and shooters makes good shots. Like if a guy's one timing at cross ice and a goalie comes across with his, you look at you remember the Binnington goal, the Connors goal, the winning goal by Winnipeg, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. No,
I can't ring a bell. Sorry.
Okay, so just to say, so there was two shots that were similar, where Binnington made the same shot, where Connors hit him in the glove. Basically, the same play. Binnington's glove is in the same spot, but Connors able to elevate it. So a lot of times where the shot goes has a big influence whether you make the save or not. Like very, very few times you see a goalie get beat along the ice on the outside. Now where they're going to get beat is going to be over the pad, blocker, or glove side. And now more so glove side because goalies are keeping we call it up at 11 or 12 o'clock. So now there's that space between your glove and your pad where you see pucks going in. Somebody just scored the other day just like that. So so I think we just break it down into just, more rational, reasonable points. I'm a big football fan, and I love listening to like Troy Aikman or Tony Romo when you be watching, and the quarterback will throw an interception, and most people think that interceptions is on the quarterback, and they'll break it down and say, no, the wide receiver ran the wrong route. The defensive back was in this position, so he should cut it up this way. So that's on the wide receiver, and like I said, most people wouldn't. So it's just, I think it just brings it back down to sort of reality, having that goalie coach, and most goalie coaches are very technical people. Like when we work with our goalies, like sometimes we'll talk about, okay, you got to be on top of your crease by another inch or two, or your glove is got to be another inch or two out. Like, have you ever watched the highlights of goals? Like when I was working with my junior goalies, I said, watch highlights of the goals and you'll see a puck that goes in off, say the post, inside the post and in, or the crossbar in. And a lot of times you'll see that puck just graze by a piece of their equipment. So if you have that another inch, that inch is a difference from making a save or being a goal. Mm-hmm. And most goalie coaches are like that, just that little bit of difference. And we're very, deal in details. And most goalie coaches take a great deal of pride in that I deal with. Okay. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. And it's just the mental part. And
you got to be a good communicator then, right? You got to be personable, a good communicator, know when to be a little more stern. That's not an easy job.
The big thing is everybody's different. That's a big thing. And you want to build up a relationship, and that takes some time. So you say you got a new goalie and I don't know them, they don't know me, and you can't form that trust in a day or two. But one thing I always say is like, okay, if I told a goalie this is why I want you to do something, I'll tell them why. Like, it's not Tim Cheveldae's way, and this is the reason why I want you to do it. And big thing, those videotape doesn't lie. It's there. Like, you look, your stick wasn't in position, you weren't square to the puck. So that's not up for grabs or for opinions. And there's always different ways to skin a cat. And a lot of times, it's a give and a take situation. Like say if a guy's coming down on a 2-on-1 and you're very aggressive on the shooter, well, you're probably giving up a little more room for the backdoor play because it's going to be harder for you to get across to make that save. Where now if you're playing a little deeper, okay, I don't have as far to travel for that pass, so I can get more in better position, but I'm giving up a little more room to the shooter. So it's like I said, it's a little bit of give and take.
It's amazing too, like how the position is changing where the prototype is now you have to be a monster. Yeah. We went to the rookie showcase, which is like a upper deck kind of thing where they bring all the rookies together and do their photo shoots and for their first hockey cards. And the Ivan Fedotov, the Flyers goalie, was there. I couldn't believe how big. I felt like his head was going to hit the top of the arena. He was, and all these guys are, I suppose what they want them to be able to cover the crossbar when they're down on their pads. Like that's the idea now. But they just seem like it's like a quarterback, right? The prototype is like 6'6" now.
It is, and it's sort of interesting because you talk to some scouts, some teams, like if the goalie's not 6'2" or bigger, like they say don't even set it in the scouting report. Not all teams are like that. And I had a goalie, and Saskatoon worked with Nolan Meyer, and he ended up, with the most WHL wins in the history, and he played, for Canada in certain events, but he was 6 feet and he was too small to even get a look at. So it's the big thing now in the NHL, though, like I said, is guys shoot the puck so well, and if you're in the high slot, it's either going to hit you, go in, or go wide. Like, you don't have time to react. Like again, like if you watch the replays and you see the puck go by a goalie's glove, his glove doesn't even move. Or if you see a goalie making that save, and it's fairly like it's high slot in, 8 out of 10 times he's not even moving that glove. Like the puck's hitting his glove and he's sort of making the swing after he hits it. It just shows you how hard these guys are shooting the puck and how quick they get them off. And that position is amazing. And just how the ability for guys to snipe, like last night's game between Washington against Vegas and Minnesota. I think Howden sniped on Gustafson, and
Josh is a Wild fan. Careful,
over his shoulder. Like that's an incredible shot. Like there wasn't much room there, and that's why okay, if a goalie was 6 feet or 6'2", but there are, like, it's good to see, like, Wolf in Calgary.
I was just going to mention him. He
has great success, and obviously Saros in Nashville is a smaller goalie. So I think just to be like. Wolf played in Everett in the WHL, and you can just see that he was so good at tracking the puck. He just had a natural ability, and he made saves look easy, and he was so good. And I think to be that small goalie and have that success, you got to have unbelievable eye-hand coordination, great feel for the game, and just be a great, be able to read the situations to make up for the lack of size.
Smaller goalies are more fun. Smaller goalies are more fun to watch, right? Like Manny Legacy, remember in the World Juniors? Oh, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like
I played with Manny in Las Vegas. I love Manny. And
no kidding. What's he like as a person? He's so smiley all the time. That's crazy.
Manny was I love Manny. He was great. He was a great goaltender partner. Unbelievable athleticism. Like
he played mind-blowing.
He played big, and I feel so bad. Because when he was in Detroit the 1 year, he had an unbelievable year, like unbelievable. Like you look at his stats, I'm not sure what year. And if his name was Martin Brodeur, he should have won the Vezina or been like top 2 for the Vezina.
Just didn't
the
happen
fact that his Manny legacy and he did it. But he was an amazing small goalie who played a lot bigger
loved
than he
him.
was.
Absolutely loved him. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if you heard earlier, but you're known for your hot glove hand as well. That's why Tim loves the glove talk, because he had a very good glove hand.
I was good from about shoulder down to my knee. Anything over 5 was weird, but I was a back catcher in baseball and stuff like that. So
careful. A lot of people are watching this might be doing the scouting report on your men's league, so you don't want to give all your info right away. Right?
Yeah. Have you ever seen Dustin Wolf's warm-up routine where he jumps?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, you got to go on. I don't think it's like right before the game. He just does like a. No, he in full pads, right? He just like does like a standing like broad jump.
Okay.
And you wouldn't believe how high he gets.
Like a little froggy.
You would not believe. It's incredible. There's awesome pictures where his skates are just below the crossbar, and you think of this goalie and that's kind of how
he should stop.
He pumps himself up.
That's awesome, and that makes so much sense because, like I said, and I agree. He's a great goalie to watch, and it's. You know what? It's nice to see him have success because not every goalie is going to be 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So, the goalies that are 6 feet, 5'11" says, hey, I can play in this league. I can play in the NHL. Obviously, I got to be exceptional shape, condition, reading the play, athleticism. But it's good to see him, and he's been unbelievable in every level he's played.
Oh yeah, he won like I think he was the top goalie in the WHL his last 2 years there. I think he was the AHL MVP 2 years in a row too. And it's like, just a little bit maybe slept on from that perspective. Okay, back to your career for a minute. Was there a player that was like really, really good that for some reason you just felt like you had that guy's number? And I'll leave it there.
I remember more guys that were really good and had my number. You seem like you more remember the guys who score on you. You remember the goals more that go in than you. Guys who didn't score on me very much. I'm trying to think. So like we played St. Louis lots, Toronto lots.
No one on Toronto scored on you.
This 2 days again, another story time by me here. So Wendell Clark is from played. So he was at Wendell Clark's, the Wendell Clark restaurant, and one of my coworkers were there, and I said, yeah, Wendell Clark was known for his toughness and his physical play, but I turned him into a goal scorer. So he always scored on me.
Tim, you're a good man. You're a good man. Looking up your buddy.
I'm gonna tell you this story. It's a funny story. You probably don't know this guy, but Glenn Murkowski, I played with him in Adirondack. Okay. Really good guy, funny guy. And I haven't talked to him probably in 10, 15 years. And this is one of the great things about the hockey community. And he went on to be an NHL scout for the Detroit Red Wings. And he was at the game in St. Louis, scouting St. Louis when they were retiring Brett Hall's jersey. And he phones me up. And again, I haven't talked to him in years. And he says, Chevy, I was at the game tonight in St. Louis. They're retiring Brett Hall's jersey. And he said, the amount that you were on that screen, I thought they were retiring your jersey. I think he has like 40 some goals against me. So
was he the guy that kind of like was maybe in your head a little bit where you're just like,
yeah, he was. Well, like we probably, and back then in the Norris, we played him like 10, 12 times. And I think that's when he was scoring 70, 80 goals. Yeah. And Adam Oates was just an unbelievable passer. I think another really underrated player. Yeah, like if you kept him to one goal, it was like, yeah, okay, that's good. That's a good game. Yeah, he only scored once on me.
Here's I have two players, well, one person and one manager and one player I have questions about. I'm a hardcore Ottawa Senators fan. There you go. Okay. And so Brian Murray is very close to my heart. When he brought you, did you have a decent relationship with Brian when you were in Detroit?
Brian was unbelievable for me to start my career because he played me a ton. He played me like just like go out there and play, and it was awesome as far as that. And then of course with anything when you're at the end, we had really good regular seasons and we didn't do well in the playoffs, and then it sort of got a little bit of course the goaltending, and then there's pressure on the coach, so it's sort of back and forth. But no, Brian for majority of my career was amazing.
He was just such a hockey guy, right? And just hold the door open for anybody. I don't know, man. I miss him so much. He really left his mark here in Ottawa. Second person, I don't know even if you were close with this. I've always wondered, Gordie Howe's son, Mark Howe, he had a very long NHL career. He is such he's still a person. You know what I mean? Like no one ever thinks of
he's
Gordie.
In the Hall of Fame, Phil. He had a Hall of Fame NHL career.
There you go. So but he's never talked about because it's Gordie's kid. Did you ever get to know Mark as a person? And did that ever affect? I know it's a weird question, but I got to ask it. How is that being in the shadow of Mr. Hockey? Did that come up at all? Or?
I got to play with Mark in Detroit, and we actually, we formed a pretty close bond.
Good. Then good.
Because Brad McCrimmon was there. And of course, Brad McCrimmon and Mark Howe were defensive pairings in Philadelphia. And they were that year when they were in Philadelphia, they were considered the best pair. They went plus 77 that year, which is amazing.
So he played.
That's when Edmonton was winning the cup and they played flight. So they went plus 77. They were considered. There was even a documentary about the Oilers, and Gretzky even said that they were the best two pairs at that time. And I'm going to go a little off kilter, but I'll talk a little more about Brad McCrimmon, who passed away, and he coached for the Saskatoon Blades, so I was an assistant coach. And so there's three defensemen that were rookies that he was paired up with who went on to have a pretty good career. So when he was in Calgary, the rookie defenseman that he was paired up was Suter, who went on to win the Calder. Went on to be really good. A guy in Detroit that was not a bad defenseman turned out to be Nick Lindstrom, was his rookie. And then in Hartford, Chris Pronger.
Oh,
and
Brad
Yeah. Brad was so smart though. Just when he was coaching the Blades and he'd break down the game and he would jump into the line rushes or the scrimmages, and he understood the game so well and breaking it down, and you could see his intelligence. So him and Mark Howe. But so me and Mark Howe become good buddies, and we got along really, really well. And I think he was in Detroit, maybe 39 or 40 years old, and he was our third best skater on our team behind Fedorov and Coffey.
Wow.
And he was still such an unbelievable skater and just a very good human, a great person. Yeah. And we got along really, really well. And I agree with you. He was even though he's in the Hall of Fame, he doesn't get as much credit as I think
not even close.
Should, because he's Yeah, he was amazing. Like, and just a beautiful skater. He had that wrist shot, and of course, he just about had that career-ending injury when he ran into the net. And that's
I forgot about that.
They had the posts, and then that sort of changed the posts where they were a little more breakaway.
Is that why they did that? Because of the mark thing?
I'm not 100%, but I'm
gonna look that up.
I would think that would certainly come into play when a person just about gets impaled with the goalpost. That maybe it's time to change this.
Did Gordy ever? Did Mr. Howe ever come watch his son play?
Yeah. I got to shake hands with him and meet him a few times.
That's awesome! Right on.
And he's from like basically Saskatoon, a small little area around Saskatoon. And at the hockey rink here in Saskatoon, we have a picture of Gordie Howe there, and one of our bridges in Saskatoon is named Gordie Howe Bridge. So I got to meet him, and he's iconic. Like you're shaking hands with royalty, and
big mitts on him, eh?
Yeah, big mitts and a big art. Yeah, and he was the stories he would tell, and just very personal, and people loved him, and
awesome, man, awesome.
One of the things about the history of hockey that I don't think younger people quite understand, and you had a teammate go through this, like starting with Peter Stastny, is you had Sergei Fedorov come to the Red Wings, and it's not like he just like kissed his mom and left Russia on a plane to come to, they had to defect, and very scary situation. What was that like, just to be an observer, to see a kid kind of go through what I can only imagine was a traumatic experience to some degree?
I think now I have more appreciation as you're older, and then like I have kids. Like at the time when Sergei came, like I was maybe 21 or 22, so you don't really think about somebody else. But to come in and just like it's hard enough, say from a kid from Saskatchewan who gets drafted by the Vancouver Giants in the WHL. That's just a big change. You go from, say, a little community of 3,000 people to multi-million, but like you're changing countries, like cultures and your language and everything, and nobody can speak your language, and how difficult that would be. And you're, like you said, you're leaving your family and you're basically escaping. Now it's just how that first year just must have been just a total whirlwind. Like I remember them saying, like when the Konstantinov came over and Kozlov came over, that they would go to Denny's and they would order food there because Denny's always had the pictures of the food. So they would just so that's what they would go there. But like now it's just like it's really incredible, and how well he played, and just like just dealing with everyday life. And I would want to believe that wasn't that they would hopefully like had people help him, take care of him, because like I know with junior hockey teams you were able to bring an import in, and whether it be from Russia or Czechoslovakia, where they try to bring a billet parent that is from that he speaks the language, so at least they have that. So I was hoping that they would have had that in Detroit.
When it got around that we were going to have the opportunity to talk to you, a couple of people asked me to ask you about like Bob Probert. Were you scared of Bob Probert?
Kobe was a great guy. I got a story where probably one of my more stupid situations I ever done, but he was just a down to earth guy. People loved him. Like you said, if you were talking, you meet him on the street corner, he was just very down to earth, just an ordinary guy, and just this like people's person. And that's why people loved him. Even the hockey community loved him. And but I remember like I got called up just to back up, and that's when Proby was the tough guy, and he had all the issues, and they roomed me with him. So I was just in the room not doing out, and I would be like, it was.
So were you scared?
Yeah, I was like, okay, do you want me to sleep in the bathtub? I'll sleep in the bathtub. Like
whatever you want, Bob.
Whatever you want, Mr.
I'll just sleep on the floor, Mr. Probert.
Yeah, but he was a great guy, but what I did one stupid. There's always things you regret in your career, and I remember we were playing the New York Islanders. It was a third period. We were up like 8-1, and the game ended up 8-6. Like sort of and I slammed my stick on the boards going off, which was dumb when I look back at it. And Proby said something, and I was getting changed, and I heard that, and it was something derogatory to me. And I came in, I started yelling at him, and he started yelling back at me. I'm like, and nothing happened. And I'm like, thank goodness. I'm thinking like 2 days later, like, what am I doing? Like, why am I yelling at Bob Probert?
Probably not the person that you'd want to.
Yeah, exactly. But no, he was. And the thing is, like, even the hockey players, like, there was a few functions, a few charity tournaments later on, and everybody wanted to really take care of Bob Probert because he was a very likable and good human being.
Mm-hmm. Now, before we started recording, you had mentioned that you've been able, from like a memorabilia perspective, that you have a number of signed helmets and photos that you've collected. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so there was a guy in Detroit at the time. He was the name of the store was the Goalie's Den, and he would bring in autographs and signings, and I would get stuff from him and trade stuff. And probably my favorite piece is a big picture of Wayne Gretzky and Gordie Howe, and they're just in the locker room talking, and they're just signed, and they're sort of just in like sweats and a couple pair of shin pads, and it's just for that, like I don't know. For me to ever sell that, I don't think I could, because just like it's two icons together and just a very casual situation. But I also he got me the guy that I was talking about, Randy Cousins was his name. He got me a personalized picture, signed to Tim from Bobby Orr. And the cool thing about the picture is that he was wearing number 27. So that was his first year. So he never always wore number 4. So I found that pretty cool also. Very cool. So yeah, so I got, and he got me cards signed by, like Gretzky and Lemieux and Messier and different things. So yeah, and I got a bunch of different baseball bats from I got to know the bat boy from the Detroit Tigers. I'm a big fan, and he would bring me bats from the other teams. So I got a Ken Griffey bat, that is awesome. and stuff like that. So yeah, different. And I would trade. So I would get like Detroit Red Wings stuff signed, and I said, okay, here's the Yzerman autograph puck or whatever, Fedorov, and then we'd get the bats. So we'd go back and forth in that way.
Do you have any of you have a heck of a man cave?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I got some pretty neat, I think some decent stuff. So.
Do you have any of your own cards, Tim?
What's that?
Do you have any of your own hockey cards kicking around in the house?
Lots. I have, yeah. People always ask me that. And the companies usually sent you out like 100 or cards. And there was back in the 90s, of course, of the heydays of the cards. So I probably got probably about 400 or 500 cards lying around. And the odd time you see like someone will send you a card to sign this, like, oh, I didn't see that one, but not too often.
Josh, you got to thank him. Remember the stat I told you? I said you can have it. You have to thank Tim for the Neil Broughton. You're part of Minnesota North Stars history, Mr. Cheveldae. Do you know why?
The first goal that was scored, that was in Dallas, so it wouldn't be Minnesota.
Well, last goal that was scored.
Wow. Neil Broughton. He lit you up.
I did not know that. I didn't see. There you go. And see, we're goalies are always a part of it, like either a goal going in or something like that. So.
Yeah. You let.
It's weird that your most memorable moments are typically like, probably what you wouldn't want to remember, or stuff like that too. So, but I suppose that comes with the territory, right?
Yeah, exactly. I hated when guys scored 50 goals on me. Like Brian Bellows did it, because there's of course the big celebration and the puck, and it was just like, I didn't like it. And
sorry, we get it. You scored 50. We get it.
Yeah, well, come on, let's get the game moving.
Guys like, oh, we should just let him score. Like, I don't want to be a part of that for history. Like, I would be like, I don't want to be that goalie and be there. Like, oh, who did he score the break game?
You never gave a gimme, right? You don't give gimmies. It doesn't matter.
No, absolutely not.
No. Okay. It's always in the back of my head. I don't know. Maybe it's his buddy. It's 7-1 already. Who cares? Like, no, forget it. Your job is to stop the puck. It's getting stopped.
Did you feel for Sorokin when he let in Ovi's record goal?
Absolutely, 100%. Like, yeah, I did feel bad for him, because you're going to be on that highlight forever, and everyone's going to talk about it. You're going to be part of trivia and all of that. Yeah. But it looked like they were buddies, because then they see each other in the dressing room afterwards.
Yeah, and he gave them a stick,
something like that. So I don't know if I'd be that generous, but I guess it's obviously that's a pretty big deal, and you got to be.
I call him every year at Christmas. Where's my present? I let it in. Like, I make fun of it or something.
Where's my Rolex? Give me my Rolex.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, do you have any more questions, Phil, before we let Tim go?
No, it was the Neil Broughton was the last one. I think that's a good closer. Yeah.
He might have scored in the first game in Dallas on me too.
Oh, are you serious? I should look that up. I don't. Josh is the Minnesota fan. I'm an Ottawa guy. I'm sad.
We block out the whole Dallas thing here. We're still we're petty and bitter here in Minnesota, and when our team was stolen from us. Haven't got over it. That's why we all love the reverse retros when the Wild wear with the old North Stars colors.
I love it too, and the Wild's got a good team. Like they're gonna give Vegas a run. Like they got the two stars back, and
see Josh, it'll be okay. He's sad today. We're both sad. Both our teams lost and didn't play well. Yeah, we'll be okay.
Yeah, well, our games are like midnight. When we got put on the West Coast schedule for the NHL, and it's like I'm too old to stay up this late to watch my team.
So Tim, you're gonna be.
I worked last night, and we have a lot of Oiler fans, and our fire hall is getting older. So we have guys like in the late 40s, early 50s, and I'm in my late 50s, and it's like the game starts at 8. Like, how are we gonna stay up for it? So I get what you're feeling. So
yeah. Tim Cheveldae is a beauty, and thank you so much. And please come see him, get some cards signed at the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience. Of course, Tim will be there on Saturday, the October 4th, I believe, which is
when are you going to be there, Tim?
Friday. You'll be there some point.
October 4th.
October 4th. Just go there and wait the whole time for Tim.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. But
don't worry about Brian Trottier. He was won 6 Stanley Cups or 7 Stanley Cups.
He's going to be in line waiting for you. I mean,
yeah.
If you wanted Trottier's autograph, he'll be in the Cheveldae line.
Hold on. One thing, Josh. You know what drives me crazy, Mr. Cheveldae, is Kevin Cheveldae off. Every time, because you were first in my memory. So now when they say Kevin Cheveldae off, like it discombobulates me completely. To this day, your name is in my childhood, not Mr. Cheveldae offs. Not that I'm sure he's a great man, but just wanted to get that off my chest. You're the original. So
thank
Tim
you.
Cheveldae.
And he's a great man. He is from Saskatchewan too, so I played against him.
Foot in my mouth. He's probably going to be our next guest. Yeah.
All right, Tim. Thank you so much, and can't wait to see you this October.
All right, great talking to you guys. You guys have a great day.
What a beauty, eh?
Big time. Big fan of him. I was trying to compliment him on his glove hand so much, but he wouldn't let me. I was like, he had a crazy good glove hand because he never did butterfly. Wasn't that kind of a goalie? He is very orthodox at the time, but now completely like if he jumped into a game now, everyone would be like, who is this guy?
He recorded a shutout against your compliments. Nothing got through.
Yeah. Oh, boom. Good job. Bad jokes.
Very down to earth. Very nice.
Great haircut.
Love hearing stories. And you think about even these, just because you're not in the Hall of Fame, Tim was a very good player, made an all-star game. But he played against, so many of the icons.
Yeah.
And, the story of Wayne Gretzky breaking his finger was pretty funny. And got to be teammates with so many amazing people. So again, thank you to Carter and Justin from Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience for making that possible. And we can't wait to chat with more athletes down the road.
It's going to be lining up, boys. We're going to be hanging out with Brian Trottier and Tim. Do you think we'll be able to be like, hey, Brian, hey, Tim, by the end of it? They'll be like, oh,
what if we introduce them to each other and then they became friends and we were matchmakers for new friends?
That's what I'm talking about. Then we can do a group chat. They'd be like, oh, man, Phil, you're so funny. And I'll be like, thanks, Tim. You're so funny yourself. We'll be chummy. It'll be great. Or he'll be like, get away from me.
Or the latter.
Yeah, or the latter. Like,
I want to do a hockey card trade with Brian Trottier. Wouldn't that be fun?
Are you gonna film it and do the face?
Is that my face?
Saw a lot of that face this weekend. Yeah. Do we talk about the behind the scenes, the expo stuff that we actually see? No, I guess we can't do our fellow colleagues dirty, eh?
Thank you again to Tim and to the boys from Saskatchewan. Okay, new product releases brought to you by our friends and partners at Mint Ink. Mint Ink is the place to get all your hobby needs and dreams fulfilled, Phil. Maybe you'll meet your stepmom for a Hasselhoff there. I wouldn't doubt it.
Hope so. Johnny's on it. He knows I'm Greek and Italian. He knows what I like.
They have it all, from the latest and greatest hobby boxes to oodles of singles. You can submit cards for grading or consignment, enjoying their breaks after dark. They even have memorabilia, like a sweet Batman mask that Phil tried desperately to try on, and Johnny wouldn't let him.
Well, I didn't know you guys were watching me. I thought.
Oh, you lit up like a Christmas tree when you saw that thing.
Well, after we saw what you did with the sweatshirt, we figured.
Yeah, well, that was great. Yeah, free swag. I just put it on, didn't say anything, and I asked right before we left. He's like, "Well, I guess you're gonna have to have it now, Phil." Thanks, Johnny.
You pranced right over to it and said, "Johnny, can I try this on?" He said, "No." And you're like, "Oh."
But I put it on.
But it was like the real deal Batman mask. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Vaughn store, of course, is amazing. We go there every time we go to Toronto. It's the hobby shop of the future, as the kids like to say. One of the nicest shops you'll ever see. I can pretty much guarantee that. But if you're not in the GTA and can't just mosey on down to Vaughn and Mint Ink, no worries. You can do it all at mintink.ca. They ship anywhere in Canada, especially new hockey releases. And Louis, speaking of shipping anywhere in Canada,
For God's sakes, can't take a day off.
did Phil tell you about his drive home from the expo?
No.
Did you hear about that? Well, I got a story for you.
Okay.
So I guess he had a major vehicular issue with his truck. In the middle of nowhere, basically. Apparently, his flux capacitor sprung an AC valve and snapped his crankshaft into the reverse manifold.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very big time issue. Now he's able to get it towed to a nearby town, Coe Hill. You know where that is, right, Phil? You're in Coe Hill, right?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Yeah, so we got it towed to Coe Hill. And when the mechanic came, I can't tell you the bill he promised me I wouldn't say. But let's just say it was a few thousand Shane Pinto Young Guns to get the truck fixed. And he spent all his money at the expo. So he's stuck, right? Now he was able, thankfully, to work out a deal at a local cafe called the Monarch Cafe. 4 weeks of dishwashing was going to pay for the repairs on his truck and get Hasselhoff home back to school. But he called me panicking. He's saying, I can't fix my truck. I spent all my money at the expo. I bought a case of Parker's Champions. They won't take that. And I got to get Cole back to school. But if I stay here for 4 weeks and wash dishes, I'm going to miss all the new hockey releases. Ultimate Collection comes out on May 7th. What do I do? He was panicking. It was legit panicking. And I just said, Phil, blow into a paper bag for a few minutes. You got to come down. And I reminded him. I said, Phil, Mint Ink ships anywhere in Canada, buddy. You got to remember that. Just order your Ultimate Collection at mintink.ca. They'll ship it right to the restaurant even, right during your shift. You can open it during your lunch break if you want. You might have like dishwashy hands, but I don't know. And all good, right? He just went back, got back to work. I love stories of the happy endings. And so the moral, of course, is get your hobby boxes anywhere in Canada at mintink.ca. And hopefully Phil makes it home safe.
Oh,
Right,
Phil.
I like to take myself off when you do that because I don't know what to do. I don't want to just stare in the ether. But thanks for putting me back on, whoever did that. Really appreciate it.
We got
Yeah,
the bit is to watch you look awkward.
I don't feel awkward. I kind of doing something else.
Now, Louis, you know a lot about cars. So when your flux capacitor springs an AC valve and snaps the crankshaft into the reverse manifold, that's a big deal, eh?
Not unless if I have my 1.21 gigawatts, I'm good to go. That's
Okay. Okay.
I'd still probably punt.
24-25 SP Game U has been out for exactly about a week. That means it's time for us to look at the top 5 early sales and make our famous overreactions and instant judgments on the product.
The only segment that Billy listens to.
Yeah. Oh, we hear about it. Okay. Now, remember, any and all sales made via eBay have been verified as paid for in Terapeak. And spoiler alert, this is a lot of alphabet soup coming up here in the top 5. Coming in at number 5. Macklin Celebrini Authentic Rookies Patch Auto out of 35 sold for $575 US via eBay April 26th. A little bit of a smidgen of 3 colors. Mostly white, a little bit of black, tiny bit of teal.
It's there.
Sticker auto. Nice looking card, though.
That's all I got.
Crickets? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I will tell you what. I think it's the best card out of the next 4.
Oh no. I think it's a very average game used card.
Yeah, but it's better than the next 4.
Okay, well, we'll see. It's safe. It's a safe one.
Like
number 4 is brought to you by the letter R. It's a Macklin Celebrini drafting marks out of 35, sold for $1,000 US on April 25th.
It's a staple. It's a staple in this product. Can't get away from it. Yeah. Great autograph, though. Lots of loop-de-loops and little loop-de-loops.
Yeah, it's a good auto there by Macklin. Number 3 is brought to you by the letter U. It's Elaine Hudson draft day marks out of 35, sold for $1,075 US on April 29th.
That's all I need for the Brady, man. I'm missing for like 5 years. I can't find the U for Kachuk. It's driving me
Really?
nuts. Yeah.
Number 2, Lane Shimmy Shakes Hudson, brought to you by the letter H. Another draft day marks out of 35, sold for $1,150 on April 25th. And a number 1, brought to you by the letter E, Macklin Celebrini, draft day marks
for
out of
God's
35, sold for $1,300 on April 24th. So
Do you
remember,
think they'll
alphabet
change?
soup.
Do you think they'll change the name from Game Used to Draft Day Marks Box?
Well, it's obviously like
That's the biggest hit. Yeah.
the biggest chase in the product. Well, this all got me thinking, right? So you look at like there's a couple of Shimmy Shakes. So he's got 6 letters in his name. One goes for 1,075, another for 1,150. So you're looking at like $6,500 to spell out the name Hudson. That's a lot, right? Holy moly!
With blurry ink.
And a manufactured patch.
I dare someone to get Draft Day Marks autograph graded. What would PSA do? Like, what do I give this? Like a 2.5? What do you do, eh? Oh, listen, it's just a matter of time. You know, all these, I don't know what they are.
This card, on one hand, I completely understand the value of it, and then on the other hand, I completely don't get it. Like
Everyone laughs at my nameplates. They're like, it's not even Game Used. I'm like, Game Used isn't Game Used Draft Day Marks. Like,
All right.
and mine
the
are
only
way
one is
cheaper.
the cup one that are like
That's
stupid
different.
expensive.
That's different. But Draft Day Marks still seems to have this pedigree to it. I think people think it's used in a game. You know, I like my name. I like the autographs on the. Am I saying that right? It's the nameplate. Yeah, the Lettermans. I'm sorry, nameplate. Letterman. The Lettermans.
Sure.
I like the autograph on that manufactured patch because it's like 1/10 of the price of these.
Well, at least they name it Draft Day. It doesn't say first game day. Draft Day. So,
I don't know. They listen.
The,
The people that like them love them. So good. Good on them, man. Good on them.
One of the things that if I had enough time, I would be curious to look up is if they hold their value over time. Like even if Shimmy Shakes or Macklin Celebrini pans out, well, if you drop, Celebrini must have what, 8 or 9 letters. I mean, so you're looking at $8,000, $9,000 to spell out his name, US. Well, that 5 years from now, there's no way that that's more than. I mean, you'd be way better off like investing that into a cup card or something like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. I think people that buy these though aren't. I think they're displayers. You know.
Well, and it is the chase, right? To you get the thrill of accomplishing spelling it out.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's a manufactured patch. I guess if anybody gives about my cents on these cards, I don't mind them. But I would center the patch window, and that picture could go on the back or something. You know who it is. It doesn't. I think it would look better with just the patch and the auto on the front of that window.
You know what? I don't like. I would lean towards more not. This implies that it's. Doesn't this have a used feeling? Like, oh, this was part of his draft day and the jersey. That it seems to imply that it's pretty game used. I don't know. It might be the title of the set it's in. I could be wrong on that. There's just and they signed the fabric. Like, I know that doesn't. Well, what does that mean if it's game used or not? I don't know. Just the whole vibe of the card has always had this was part of the day they got drafted feeling.
Yeah,
you know, it seems a little
like even if it was player worn. Now, granted, I'm sure that
would be way.
This
different.
is manufactured because they make 35 copies, so they would have to have 30 them wear 35 jerseys, and I don't know how.
So do 5. Get them. Be there. Get them to just. You can't get them to have a game day. That's good enough. But a player worn, that's still good, man. That's way better than manufactured. Get them to put on 5 jerseys, cut them up. People will be paying $5,000 for these.
Do you think though that there's like a minimum number you have to have where people realistically can complete it?
What do you mean?
Like if you did just 5 copies of each, is that enough where?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Where someone would have a realistic shot of actually getting all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Letters.
No, see, I'm not the solution for this guy. Okay, 10 then.
Yeah, out of 5, it'd cost you $20,000 to make the whole name.
I mean, hey, listen, if I was Upper Deck, I wouldn't change a damn thing. Just look at the prices. These are, just keep it going.
Well, and look how popular they are. I mean, it's all 4 of the top 5 sales after a week over $1,000 a piece. And again, it also makes sense that these go quickly too, because there's going to be a race, right? People are
Yeah.
these chases. You feel like, well, if I don't buy the E,
Yeah.
will I get it down the road?
Not a card to see at the expo on Thursday, being like, well, I'm just gonna do a few laps and come back and while I think about this card. No, you buy that. You buy the E.
So it's probably almost like
the good
again,
old
if
days.
you're on the wax side of it and you don't love the player and you don't want to, you're more on the selling side.
Sell
The
this
scenario is probably a lot like O-Pee-Chee paper with the puzzle pieces thing, like selling like right away.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
There
like
we
to
go.
buy an E, Pat.
Yeah, I thought of that too, Vanna. Phil, you'd be our Vanna. Put on a dress.
I used to do a lot of that after high school. Yeah, ran its course though. It was lots of fun. Good memories.
Put on dresses?
No, the previous one.
Oh.
Yeah, put a lot of E's.
He walked
Oh, put on
right
a dress if you want. I don't care, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about.
in.
You want me to get my glow sticks? Oh, I had so much fun when I was younger.
Phil, remember a minute, an hour and 26, and tomorrow come back and listen to that, and you'll get it.
I don't think you guys got what I was saying. That's fine.
No, I get what you're saying, but you walked straight into that one, buddy. So, all right. Any other comments on our instant and unfair reactions to SP Game News?
Get them while they're hot.
Get them. You'll be getting a call from Billy tomorrow.
Oh, I like Billy, so I like.
Oh, I love Billy. Of course, we hung out with him till like 2 a.m. He's great. That's the whole point.
All right, boys. Very excited for this. Probably the best 2 personal pickups of the year, right? The Expo pickups. So we're gonna run through them, and if there's any stories or anecdotes or fun things you want to say, go ahead. But Phil, we'll start with you. Personal pickups.
Yeah,
I'll be the
we'll do Phil's dialed down version.
Yeah, well, Phil gets like everything every day.
Yeah, but he's gonna do a new presentation.
I didn't know the second one.
It's the same card. You're pulling a Phil moment. That's the same card. Just I gave Louis 2 different pictures when isn't it called perforated collision or something? What'd you say? Perforated?
Lenticular, but close.
Lenticular. I don't know what this card is, but I really liked it. And I saw this card anywhere from $40 to $150. And I was just casually telling Josh that I really wanted it. I don't know what it's worth. I really like it. I don't know. 3 hours later, he puts it in my pocket because he was making a deal with a guy. And he said, you got a deal if you throw that one card in. And my boy looking out for me. And the guy threw the card in, and in my pocket it went. So thank you, Josh. Card. Very big fan. Yeah, it's a great card. It's a lenticular design.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't think you should grade it. I'm sure.
You know what, from year and like, what are the specs on it?
No, I didn't do any of that. I didn't do what you're about to do. No. Okay. I like doing that in my video. I'm going to do a Phil Expo recap.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to show all my cards. I showed like the ones I anyways, okay, next card. Yeah, our next card. So I got I'd be lying if I wasn't honest. I bought a Sidney Crosby Silver Outburst, and then on Thursday, and then I got really excited when I saw Sidney Crosby Outburst on Sunday in an SGC 9 slab, and I bought that. And then when I got back to that Chateau, I realized it was the same card. So I got 2 of them. So so now instead of selling one, I'm going to buy 2 more, and then that'll be a full page in my top loader binder. And then I scored this.
Wait. That's the most perfect Phil logic I've ever heard in my life. I bought a card I wanted, then I realized, oh crap, I already bought that card, so now I'm going to double down and buy.
Okay, when you say it like that. Yeah, fair enough. Because think about it, when you turn the page, it'll be like bam. Yeah, I'm outbursted of all this silver. Phil, stop. I'm like, hey. Okay, anyways. So let's skip the silver. I believe that's AU in the periodic table of elements. And let's go to G. I don't know. Gold.
Gold is AU, actually.
Oh, is it? So AG is silver, gold's AU. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Whatever. I don't care. I used to be smart. Seismic Gold, Jake Sanderson, second year. I absolutely love 23-24 O-Pee-Chee Platinum. It bangs. They didn't redesign it. They made it bright like it used to be 10 years before that. Huge fan. I'm going hard on it. I'm going to get the Crosby, the McDavids. I'm going to try and get the Emeralds. So I started here. This is like my 4th Jake Sanderson Seismic Gold. $40. Heck yes. Gosh darn it. And Yeah. I think
So the sticker is 50, so you negotiated down to 40.
40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
A lot of Toronto folks, buying Sens cards from them is pretty good because they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that card would be like $100 in Ottawa, right? Anyway.
Yeah.
So I've done incredible research, good listener, so you don't have to. I know what I know what we're all wondering. What are the greatest mustache hockey cards out there in modern day era? Don't worry about it. I'm on it. I'm going to make a video. I've got lots of notes.
Nice.
So I'm giving a little sneak peek here. We got a Sidney Crosby Black Diamond. I don't know what these cards are. I don't know Black Diamond, but the silver one's cheaper. And then I saw the red one that's numbered, so I had to buy that because I have a issue.
It's out of 100, I believe, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. And I just really like Sid and the mustache. And then I have so in this pile beside me, there's an even greater Sidney Crosby mustache. I think we kind of look the same. Don't we?
Well, I was saying for Halloween, you could go as like the mustache era of Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. I think I'm going to. I think I can wear a Penguins jersey. I think I can do that. I can
have like a black bucket, and you're there.
I've never worn a jersey other than Montreal Canadiens or Ottawa Senators. Never. I've never even tried one on. Nothing. It's never. But I think I could do a Crosby. Yeah, I think.
I think I want to get a Canadiens jersey with shimmy shakes on the back. Do you think that'd
be awesome?
Like sometimes, like they won't. Do you think they would allow that? Sometimes, like
what? What are you talking? Quebecers will welcome you with open arms. Absolutely. Yes. 100%.
Sometimes though, you can't put like anything. Like you can't put like Kaprizov sucks on the back of a 97 Wild. They wouldn't, like, the Fanatics wouldn't let you do that. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, you can get that done privately. You don't have screen, or you don't have embroidery.
And Kaprizov does not suck, by the way. That was just my example.
Yeah, like I when people put their own last name on the jersey, it used to not bother me, then it bothered me, and now I'm in the middle. So I have
but some people aren't like, because some people's last name is Marsh, and there was a guy named Brad Marsh who played for the Senators, who's number 14, who just happens to be somebody's favorite number. So you can wear a Brad Marsh 14 Sens jersey to Sen game, and everything works out. Yeah, we've heard that story 8,000 times.
Oh, I forgot I told it. Sorry.
But I love it every time. So
I'm so excited. So it's a great story. And we're not related. Yeah. We're about the same in backward skating, though. If you watch Brad, sweet Lord.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I got, picked this up. I think I got it a bit cheaper. I didn't really want to argue or haggle. I looked at it's a PSA 8. That's getting cracked hard. I was really happy with the copy. I know the stickers on the top right. I made a joke and he laughed. He was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." I'm like, "Yeah, sure you didn't." But I looked underneath. It's okay. It's more than okay. And I find this O-Pee-Chee Platinum year in 2019, 18 is very different, and I'm excited to explore that as well. As you can see, it's just got a different vibe to it, and I can't wait to crack this out so the sun can burst me in the face.
You should maybe do it on your show and let everyone watch that train wreck.
So I like cracking the slabs properly. I don't need to be. The next Phil's slab cracking service I'm going to go to my buddy's house who lives off the grid, and we'll have a lot of fun. A lot. I don't even know if you'd let me show what I would do to it, but he has a small arsenal and swamps. And, Louis, okay. Right up your alley, Louis. Yeah, like things he shouldn't have, he has. I don't know if I can film them.
Why not?
I don't know, man. I'm not a big a weapons guy, but he has like toys and fun. Like he's got 4-wheelers, and there's lots of fun out there. So I'm gonna bring a bunch of slabs out there and see how indestructible they are.
It just makes him an American. You can come to my cabin. We have guns and 4-wheelers.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm weird with the guns. I'm not a big guns guy or knife guy. I like the old fisticuffs, But I've punched slabs before. It hurts, so I don't do that. I think that's it. I think those are all my pickups that I'm willing to share with you. No, there's one more. There's one more.
No, there's not.
There isn't?
No, that's all you gave me.
Oh, never mind. Stay tuned. Sorry, Josh.
Well, there's one more thing he said he wanted to share.
I got a little package. Oh, son of a. I thought, okay. Sorry, Louis. I thought I sent you like the main card, but that's okay. I'll do it even better on the other one. Sorry, Josh. I apologize.
Oh, let's just double check. I'm not losing my mind.
Or can I just show it now?
If you want.
You did not send it to me. I just looked.
Okay, my fault. Well, why don't I just say it? I'll show it in my video. Josh gave, everyone knows what it looks like.
Oh,
Josh gave me the essential credentials Crosby as a thank you for the podcast and for my great friendship and the handsome face he gets to look at all year. It was very flattering. But the way it happened is the funniest part, because that was the one card. So the Sidney Crosby 08, it's 08, 07, 08?
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. The Sidney Crosby that Josh keeps holding up that he stole from me, but he stole it from me for good reason, because he bought it for me. I just didn't think he would do it so early and torment me all year. So Josh gave me that card, because when we got to the Expo on Thursday, I kept on Thursday we were allowed in a little bit earlier, and I was very loud and boisterous, and we walked by Grant Patterson, and I was like, Grant, do you have an essential credentials Crosby? And like Josh is like moderately panicking. Then I yell at another dealer, hey, do you got a Crosby essential? And then Josh, I guess you were just like, I better give this to him now or he's going to buy one.
Yeah, I wanted to give it to you at the house that night, but that's okay.
I was on a mission.
It worked out.
Oh, dude, it worked out beautifully. I'm beyond and forever grateful. And I'll show it in its all its might. Stay tuned for the Phil Expo Pickups video, and you'll see how beautiful that card really is. Yeah.
Well, I'm beyond and forever grateful for your friendship, and you deserve it, and I'm happy you like it.
Oh, dude, I love it. I slept with it last night.
Gross.
Yeah, you want it back?
No.
I think it's like a little Phil hair on the corner or something.
Never. No.
Just for my head. It's okay. Yeah. All right, boys, your turns.
By the way, your pickups. Let's go.
Should we tell
them? Sounds great, but it would be better if you
no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, you sound great.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. See you later. You go away.
Oh.
A deal made at the old chateau with our new SAS buddy, Justin. I, for whatever reason, wanted a 0506 Upper Deck Series 2 Victory rookie Alex Ovechkin.
It's a great card.
Nice.
So I bought one. I like it. I like Victory. I don't know.
No, it's like a reason
to it, but
you know what this is? Like an early 90s card, modernized. It's got a modern score feel to it.
And then number 2, 98-99 Don Ross. Priority stamp of approval, Mikey Mo out of 100. This was just kind of an accident walking by a table, probably for the 9th time, and I just kind of looked around in there again and saw that sitting. I don't know if he shuffled cards around in there or not. That's the one thing I don't like about some of these seller dealer guys. You know, they got cards in there, but they are stacked like 4 deep, and you don't know what the hell's underneath all of them.
Yeah, you have to stop, take the stack, go through it. I can't do that. Not my style.
Number next one.
Wait, no. Can you on the Modano? Can you go back? Yep. You said that you might actually grade this, right?
I am not a grader, but these have to be tough.
The stamp
to be in good condition, and this every little cut on this card is like perfect. There's no bump, ding, anything on this. I'm almost tempted for.
Yeah, but Louis, they say like, oh, we don't go through grading different periods. Our standards are similar all the time. Yeah, we all know that's not true. They're grading really tough right now. I think they would schmucker this.
Okay, well, I told Josh, I said I'll throw it in. I'm debating doing it because honestly, I don't really care. But if I do, if it doesn't come back at 10, I'm just gonna crack it out again anyway.
You know,
how do you grade the edges on this one? Be interesting.
This like would look amazing with a tag slab. Hey, that 88, 89, or 98, 99.
I don't think would they even grade this. Do they grade that?
I don't know. Not sure. Beautiful card though. I absolutely love it. And you could hurt somebody if you whipped it at him. You cut me.
Throwing star.
Ruin an edge.
Anywho.
Went back to my my go-to. Just found a good old 21-22 SB Authentic Sign of the Times, Modano. So figured I'd grab
Great jersey, the right jersey.
Right.
The best Stars Breezers too.
Can't pass that up.
Hockey pants for the Canadian listeners.
That's weird. Stop. Don't swear.
No, listen. Canada's the primary for the Canada hockey. You're the third party.
You're the birthplace of hockey. We're the birthplace of Breezers, and that's a Breezer.
I don't think so.
All Bunyan.
Listen, I got 35 million people that disagree with your 380. Is that it?
Anyways, then
Oh.
no, I kind of went overboard here.
Good.
2020-21
12 hours
artifact.
later.
Well, it might be.
All right.
2020-21 artifacts. Materials purple out of 4. Nico Hischier. Just a cool card. Was cheap.
Very symmetrical patches.
Yeah,
I like
that'd
my
be
women.
cool if they were kind of different, but whatever. I'm okay with it. Then I got let's see.
What is that?
One? This one I actually cracked out of a slab. A 2017-18 Premier patch out of 36. Rookie Nico Hischier. Yeah, it was in a what's that company out of Vancouver that grades? I can't even remember who.
KSA?
No,
No. It was like a
MNT?
No.
weird, no.
another one.
Like
The
fringe
white
company.
blue label.
MNT?
Nope.
No, I
No,
don't.
way more fringe than that. But we
Oh,
can.
the guy
that's
near
the-
the exit. The guy near the dealer exit. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
convinced he just the really nice cases though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve's booth is where I got it. Then I got Steve
Oh.
Angeled.
That's a big one.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
Great card.
1819 the cup. Gold patch auto out of 8 Hischier. And then a 2019-20 clear cut auto Hischier. Now if I look ahead, I'm done with the Hischiers.
Mhm.
And this is not a pickup, it was a gift. I thank you very much. Really cool card. 15-16
great.
contours. Show me some
Beautiful.
glove. Patch out of 20 Brodeur. And then 0203 Upper Deck Sign of the Times Brodeur. I cracked this one also out of its home. Then this is a 2019-20 clear cut auto Brodeur. Now the funny thing is about this one, this card and the Hischier were sitting right next to each other in a case, right when I walked up to it.
Were they
And-
holding hands?
So in my situation, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Buy both of them.
This is nicer than your other one, I think. Josh likes the other one. I like this one.
You like the next one.
No,
Or
I like this
you
one.
do not like the next one, Josh.
I don't mind it. Yeah.
1819 clear cut auto exclusives out of 35.
I didn't know you got
Brodeur.
this one.
You didn't?
No.
Then why'd you like it more than the other one?
You lie.
No, you saw it. Then I went back to the cash machine at the end of the day because I couldn't live without. And 1213 Clear Retro EMG red out of 100.
Imagine
It's
he
such
was in a
great
white
picture.
jersey. If he was in a white jersey on the red,
Oh,
I mean that
that'd
looks
have been
amazing
cool, too.
But yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been sweet too. I like that this pictures I just noticed now must have been Stanley Cup with that patch on.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Good catch.
And then last but not least, another house deal with our buddy Justin. A 99
Oh,
2000 Upper Deck 30th anniversary buyback. 1 of 1. Marty B.
Justin has crazy cards. What man? That guy's got it. He's like a mini Jeremy Lee. You know, like he's just quiet. Like he knows all the inserts. And I don't think I've met somebody who knows more about useless card information in my life than Justin, which is great because that's what we like, useless card information.
Well, he saw this card, and here's what he told me. But I mean, I believe him, but he said he saw the card, thought of me, saw the price, thought if I leave, this probably won't be back there. I'm going to buy it. If Louis wants it, great. If not, I know I have something I can move.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
And these are chased, and people collect these. So.
And then right when I thought I was done, I wasn't. I just put this in here because I thought this was kind of cool, just because it's a whole set. It's the 2020-21 Signature Edition Legends Profiles Gold out of 49 set. All
they're cool cards.
all these Brodeurs here are 2 of 49. So I thought that was
Oh wow!
Okay.
Every single one of them is number 2 out of 49.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's why I did it. Like, what the heck? When am I ever going to find that again? So
What did that cost you?
$20 a card.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
15?
Not too bad.
I don't know. $20 a card minus 20, maybe something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. $100. Call it that.
Yep.
Canadian. So now I'm really done. So,
Okay.
Josh, you're up.
My turn? Okay. So I'm going to start out with what I call the poor man's blast from the past. It's a 2002 Topps Chrome reprint refractors. I like the Patrick Roy ones. The first one I picked up, this is raw, is the 87 O-Pee-Chee. Very classic Patrick Roy.
I put them in order. I put them in order the way you gave them to me.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, okay.
No, you didn't.
Not on your list.
Oh, okay. And then I also got the PSA 10 version, which was a pop. This is a pop one. So I was debating, do I buy?
Card. They're not the same card, Josh.
Yeah, one's the Topps, on the O-Pee-Chee.
There you go.
Well, I was debating. Well, I would have been fine with either of them, and so I was debating.
Oh, you got to get all of them now, all 25.
I don't want all 20. They actually had all 25, and I picked the ones I like. I'm
missing 6. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not a slave to the checklist, Phil. Not a slave.
All right. The Colorado ones are yucky, eh? There's some bad ones in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the landscape one. Ugh.
The next item, you just throw it up.
What do you mean there's 26?
25.
5.
There's 25 in the set.
Of Waugh?
Patrick Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a tribute set to him.
Gotcha.
So this would be the 88. Not my favorite picture of Patrick Roy, of course, but I like the 88, the thumbtack thing.
You got some against whistling?
I do. Anti-whistler. Then I got 1990. This is an awesome one. All these are in like super good shape too. This would be the Topps, and then the 1991 O-Pee-Chee, which is another kind of cool one that I saw too. Cool. So I did win Poor Man's Blast from the Past. Then I got a gift, and this is an amazing gift. A card I love. No, keep forever. It's a 23-24 Metal Universe.
Hold on.
Connor McDavid.
I don't want to ruin it.
Connor, you got a McDavid card? Did I see it? What let me guess.
Not gonna work.
And it was given to you, or was it?
Yeah, Louis, just throw them up just go back and throw them up one at a time. And I'll just talk. I won't go in the order of our notes then.
Oh.
Okay. So, this was probably like my favorite card of the auction. It's a Fleer Retro Blue PMG from 2012. This is the card that I had them throw in your card, Phil, that I got. And what I love about this card is kind of how PMGs have tanked over the past couple of years. Like I would have never thought in a million years I would get, and I got it for $650 Canadian.
Wow.
Which I thought was a steal. And if you look at it too, I think for like a PMG, this would grade like a PSA 20. I mean, for as far as like PMGs go, you can't ask for one in better shape.
Good job, Josh. I can't believe you got a good price on that. That's an over $1,000 card for sure. Canadian, right? Canadian?
Yeah, $650 Canadian. Yeah. It would include your card too, so that's kind of nice.
Thank you. Yeah, yes, appreciate it.
Then the next one is probably my second favorite card. This one I have you to thank for, Phil, because you basically drugged me over to buy it. And,
it's like I found a car you need to buy.
But you knew though that I was going to instantly buy it. It's a 2012 Fleer Retro. Essential credentials now Patrick Roy. These are numbered out of 33. It's raw. It's in ridiculously nice shape. And I've tried to like win this card on auctions a number of times, and I get smoked every time. Mm-hmm. So to be able to buy it was an amazing feeling.
At a very good price too.
Very good price. Yes.
Yeah.
So very happy about that.
I didn't see any. Sorry, Josh. I didn't see any essential credentials quality like the one you got, the one you gave me, and this. I didn't see anything else. All base
no, there's not a lot of early essential credentials. I saw some 2016 that were similar to but they're hard to tell from the 2023, and you have an adverse reaction to those. So
yeah, but just these are really special inserts. Those 2 years are very special. They're incredible cards. That Patrick Roy is one of the nicest hockey cards I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
I like this next one.
Yeah, this one's tough. So I'm excited to talk about this one because I want to get feedback on it. This is my last purchase almost right as the show is ending and they're kicking people out. There's a number of the next cards had no comps. And so I was constantly trying to figure out what the right price is. And I probably overpaid on all the rest of them. So it's from 2014 Fleer Showcase. It's a Alexander Ovechkin. It's the white ice parallel out of 9. And it is a mem card. And I don't usually collect autos or memorabilia cards, but it's got a piece of the stick. And I kind of like stick mem pieces. And the card is in fantastic shape. The shine, it's got that rainbow foiling, like the almost like a panini prism, like silver prism.
Cool. Okay.
And so it really, really shines. No sales in card letter. So
Nothing.
and they had it listed for 500 Canadian. I paid 420. I have no idea. Was that
boy. Proud of you.
What do you think? I mean, is it?
I don't. So I picked up a Crosby. I picked up a Crosby 0708 Hot Prospects patch. Would that be kind of similar to this? A swatch or something? I don't know. I paid like
maybe.
I don't remember what I paid, buddy. I feel like they're similar. Fleer Hot Prospect, Fleer Showcase.
Yeah, it's out of 9, but I mean, it's what 9 years into his career. It's no auto. I probably overpaid, but people let me know in the chat because I'm just curious. It's okay. I'm not going to get my feelings. I'm sure the people are like, oh, that's like a $60 card.
It is. At least.
No,
it is. I like it.
White hot, first of all, I've never heard of, so that's different. Out of 9.
Well, here's the problem of this checklist site. I've never heard of this card until I did this set on the checklist site, and then I learned about it, and then now knowledge makes you spend money.
I tell you, man, dumber people have more fun in life. So maybe it's something like that.
I like it. I don't plan to sell it, so maybe it doesn't matter. But okay, next one.
Yeah, it's gonna be your favorite one. Sorry.
Yes, this is where. Oh man.
Here's another one I probably way overpaid.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, man. No, you didn't.
It's a 2014 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Crosby. Sid the Kid. Seismic Gold PSA 10. Pop 6. So it's not like it's a pop 1. Again, could not find any comps. I think a PSA 9, and so for like $950 US, I paid 1,500 Canadian.
Very reasonable. I'd pay 1,000 for a raw.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, no, now, Josh, listen, this is the first year of O-Pee-Chee Platinum. That's why this card's expensive. It is you are blinded by the gold through the slab, right? Usually the slab, like, no, this card is next level. Next level. Great purchase, Josh, I think.
It's it killed my plan though, but which is okay. I was happy to. My plan was so I had a little bit more cash because I sold a couple big baseball cards. I sold a Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays card when I got to the show. And my plan was, I think I'd said it on our preview, to maybe buy a Gretzky rookie. But then I saw this and I'm like, I've never seen this card before in person. And a Gretzky rookie will always be there.
Yeah.
And so I bought it. And then it was like, well, now I'm not going to have enough money to get the Gretzky rookie I want. So I might as well just buy all this other crap.
You did not go wrong, buddy.
No.
Like you just said, a Gretzky rookie will always be there.
Yeah. You're good, brother.
Okay, the next one. So I think Louis, you made the comment like, space is limited in a lot of these dealers' cases, and sometimes they put stacks of cards. So this is a 2016 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Retro Rainbow Red Alexander Ovechkin. These are out of 15, and this is a PSA 10. This was at, I think, Steve Angel's booth. He had the orange, which is out of 49 on top of it. And I was hemming and hawing, and I'm like, God, do I really want the orange? It's kind of a weird color and I thought, well, I'll look at it. And he takes the orange out, and I see this underneath, and I'm like, whoa, I want that one.
I like red.
So, like, in a weird way, I wonder if him hiding this one kind of saved it for me.
Yeah, you got Angel.
I got Angel. I got Steve Angel. Another one against out of 15. There wasn't any, I think, maybe paid $750 Canadian for it. I have no idea if that's good or not.
What are the oranges out of?
49.
You can usually cut them in about 8 pieces. I find tangerines are smaller.
Comedian. But it's the color match is what gets me on this card.
It's beautiful.
And I found too, the gold is amazing in these, and that's out of 149 and much more affordable if you're into this set. I really want to get the gold. I found though that because these are a little bit more portraity because it's basically the upper half of the player. Some players they just don't look real good, and other players look amazing.
That's Josh's way of saying some dudes are really ugly and some
No, it's
dudes are
just
a little
bad
more
photos.
handsome.
They're photos that don't work. I would say so. As anything else? Did I forget anything?
No, we
Oh,
got two more, buddy. This one's got a good story to it.
Oh, that's my card. Oh, that was good what we did. Yeah, this was good. Yeah, tell the story.
yeah, you're nuts. But I wouldn't expect anything else from you. So this is a 2017 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Wayne Gretzky Seismic Gold PSA 10. I had this card raw. It was very nice.
Great copy.
Great copy. Hard pressed to find anything wrong with it, right? If you look, I don't know what it would grade.
Oh, who knows?
Phil had a PSA 10, and he's in this sort of I'm more interested in top loader binder phase than slab phase.
So Josh took
And he
full
wanted to-
advantage of me.
He wanted to trade me straight up, and I asked him about 400 times if he was sure, because for me, his financial advisor would not advise him to do that.
No, they would not. No, they
But
would
we
not.
did the deal, and if you ever need to trade back, it's okay. So
I'm very happy because now I'm very happy. I haven't done it yet, but that seismic gold Gretzky is going in my Gretzky binder now, and it'll all be consolidated into one. This is a great card, the 10, but I don't need PSA suggestion to me. I'm good. I like my suggestions and recommendations. So, and you like slabs a bit more than me, so we both win, man. That's collecting. That's the hobby.
And I don't want to, you can never. There's no certainties in life, and I get that. But I had stared at that raw copy endlessly, and I would be floored if it, to me that's a good candidate for a PSA 10. So I think that like the caliber of card was equal that we traded each other.
And I looked at that card, but I didn't ask you to do it right away, Josh. I don't know if you noticed. I took about 10-15 minutes, and then I might have said, sure, let's do it, but let me look at it a bit. I love a good, crisp card. I mean, if there's impurities and imperfections, if I'm okay with whatever it is, like an emerald out of 10, I'm not going to be too picky, but a seismic gold, there's 50 of them. I want a good copy, man, especially if I already have a good copy. And we both win. I think my card looks better than yours now because it's shinier.
Sure.
That's how I look at it.
When I bought that card raw, I overpaid for it because of the condition.
Well, then this worked out even better. I'm pretty sure I got a wicked deal on mine. So
sweet.
Yeah.
One more, Louis? Okay, yeah. Here's the McDavid. So this is a gift from a very dear friend. I'm very grateful for. I love this set. Hard to find these. This is the Super Rave from 23 Metal Universe. It's the Connor McDavid out of 50. The biggest difference in the Super Rave is both the letters in McDavid on top, and then the Z Force logo and his name on the bottom have that very distinct and brilliant rainbow shine. It looks awesome in hand.
Very shiny. I was floored. I was like, whoa, that's a bright card.
And it's the first year of this insert. So I think that I don't know if they plan to bring it back or not, but it's, when you're an insert and parallel guy, like I've sort of have come to terms with that I am, that's a really important thing, right? Being that's kind of going back to the Crosby Seismic Gold. That's why I really wanted that one.
It's like the first animation. That's another one. I didn't see any of those. I didn't see a lot of Fanimations.
I saw a few, but not a lot.
I tried to trade my Brady Tkachuk PSA 10 Pop 2. No one cared. They're like, I'm good. I'm like, ugh.
Well, it's kind of like I said on a recap show. It was just tons. It was like 80% patch autos. So if you're a patch auto guy, it was like the show of a lifetime, right?
Yeah, it's true. We've been hanging around each other too much. I'm all about my inserts lately too, because I like my patch autos, but I'm super picky about them. As I should be. They're usually thousands of bucks, right? Yeah.
So and obviously we'll have more of yours coming up on your videos.
Yeah, I'd still be talking right now, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Louis, great haul. I'm very happy with what I got. Okay, so we'll do this with you later, but I forgot to ask us. I wanted to ask you, Louis, if you had to give all of your pickups back but one card, which card would you keep?
Oh, that's a good question.
Man, make me think of it. Why?
Do gifts count, or is it purchases?
Purchases.
Purchases.
Oh, which one would I keep? I would probably keep the 1819 Cup Gold patch auto out of 8 Heat.
Oh, that's a good choice. Yeah, throw it back up real quick. That one's a super nice card.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you show, I didn't give that back to Louis right away. Usually it's like, oh, nice card. You give it back. I was like, no, I'm looking at this. That's a wicked card. I love the design that year, man. It's old school, very like machinist.
It's got such a cup feel to it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good choice.
I'd keep that one.
Okay.
I would probably keep tied between a Jake Sanderson Gold RPA and my Connor McDavid Silver Young Guns. Yeah.
That we'll see in an upcoming show.
Yeah, you'll see in an
I think I would keep my blue Lemieux PMG and hate myself for giving back the Patrick Roy Essential Credentials.
I can't believe you just said that.
Oh.
That's wild. Really? Well, there's less of the Lemieux, right? So that's why.
It's just a card. I love 2012 Fully Retro, and that's a card I never thought I would have ever got.
Isn't there 199 of them?
50.
50 is the blue. Why do I think 199? I don't know.
Then the green are 10, and the red are basically 90.
Okay. Interesting.
Because the
why Blue Carlson and Spezza's? I thought they were. I'm getting my years mixed up.
It changes every year.
Yeah, I don't.
You got to keep you on your toes, Philly.
I do walk on my tippy toes quite often. I don't know why. I always have in my whole life. I'm a tippy toe walker. I don't know why.
Well, boys, we did it.
Yep.
It was an amazing experience, and now
back to reality.
The clock is already counting down to Rip Party. We got to get our crap together.
We need a mansion, Anthony. You have to build. Anthony's employer has to build us a chateau, not a mansion. Just like 8,000.
It doesn't even have to be like the best quality. It only has to last
in one big room, one big recording room.
We're networking with these TO boys. TO stands for Toronto. We're networking with them. So we gotta. Who do we know? Like, does Johnny know anybody? I don't know. Maybe we could stay at Johnny's
Drake's house. Or is Drake bad now? My kids tell me like sometimes.
I'm not staying at Drake's house. He's Degrassi High. I can't look at it. I like some of his songs, but he's still in a wheelchair being an actor. If you're talking to me about Drake, he started from the bottom. Now he's here.
Does Bieber have a house in Toronto?
Don't care.
Bieber my balls. I don't know. Who knows?
What about AM34? He's got a big house, right?
Yeah, and probably Arizona. Yeah. Yeah. You know who does have who hasn't lived in Canada for almost 20 years? Mike Myers. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Not the killer, Austin Powers. I love him, but just thought that was funny when I found that out yesterday. I was like, oh, really? He doesn't even live here. Excellent. Good.
Maybe there's somebody in Guelph who has a big mansion that we could drive to Guelph. That'd be too far. Yeah. Okay.
Great show, boys. Great.
Well, if you like the episode, Phil, leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to join the Lonely Men crew.
Oh, just do it. Even if you're not lonely, it's a blast. If you're if you're extremely sociable and loud like me, come on in, man. It's a hoot. Hoot, hoot.
The cost of entry is only $5 a month, US, to join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, in the podcast apps and YouTube, Instagram, TikTok profile, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, and on Patreon's website directly, patreon.com. Just search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We are on social media. Follow the Gong Show on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures, LLC. Baba Louie, you know what to do. Take us out, buddy.
Bye.
It's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth. He's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Once in a minute show.
Suck it, Trebek.